Yeah, yeah. Now the show is about to start. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Now the show is about to start. It's about to start. Oh yeah, lady. Now the show is about to start. Yeah. Come on and join the VLenore show. That's the girl you need to know. Come on and join the VLenore show. That's the girl you need to know. VLenore, VLenore. Yeah. Giving you celebrity gossip. What's going on in the news? She'll talk about beauty, interview your favorite celebs too. Get ready, get ready, get ready. Come on and join the VLenore show. That's the girl you need to know. Come on and join the VLenore show. That's the girl you need to know. VLenore, VLenore. Oh. Na, na, na. Yeah. Now the show is about to start, ladies and gentlemen. Now the show is about to start. It's about to start. Oh yeah, ladies. Yeah. Come on and join the VLenore show. That's the girl you need to know. The VLenore show. That's the girl you need to know. VLenore, VLenore. Yeah.
Giving you celebrity gossip, what's going on in the news. She'll talk about beauty, interview your favorite celebs too. Get ready,
Get ready,
get ready,
get ready,
get ready.
Come on and join the VLenore show. That's the girl you need to know. The VLenore show. That's the girl you need to know. VLenore,
Well, hello, lovers. We back, baby. We back. I told you we was coming back. We got shit to do. Got shit to do. We got stuff to talk about. Okay? It is what a TI is. And I'm here for it today. How y'all doing today? How y'all doing? Happy Monday. Okay? Is it a mellow Monday? We keeping it cute over here. You know what I'm saying? We keeping it cute. Keeping it cute. What y'all doing? Let's see who's in here. D-Dub is back. Hey, Say J. Hey, help me understand bullshit. Okay, I'm trying. Sometimes I can't, but I'll be trying. Help me understand bullshit. How life ain't over. Uh-oh, life ain't over said. Hey, y'all, I'm loving this juicy content. He deserves everything he's got coming to him. I know that's right. I know that's right. Hey, Diva Ray, Justin's mom, my 40s. Natty Spencer. Hey, Only Me 23. Real is here. Mariah. Gigi Creates. Nikki. Nikki GA. Is that Nikki Georgia? Like Nikki. Nikki, hi. Let's see who else. Old Man Johnson had a farm. E-I-E-I-L. Hi, Sweet Sherry. I'm sorry, Sweet Cheryl. Is that right? Sweet Cheryl. Who else? Did I get your spelling right? Snoopalicious. Hello, hon. Hey, Rodney. Hey, Jane Terry. Excellent. Okay, and look. Doggone it, only me 23. Girl, thank you so much. Only me 23 then gifted another damn membership. Thank you, girl. Thank you so much. I love you. And it looks like Pebble Lane is the newest member of Club V. Pebble Lane, I hope you thank Only Me 23 in the chat. Because she did it. Okay? She did it. Only Me 23, I love you. I love you. I don't care what you do. I will never send you to the bell tower ever. Never, ever, ever. That's right. You're the only one who has immunity. Okay. Anyway, thank you, Only Me 23. All right, y'all. Okay, so today we came out here a little earlier. Hey, We back? Are we back? Are we back? I think I'm back. Yes, God, we back. Native! That's what I'm talking about, Native. Gotta fix this. So, anyway, we are back. Thank you guys for your patience. Please hit the like button, honey. Yeah, please hit the like button. That was a mess. Okay. Please share it. Share the thing. Please share the live. Yeah. Hi, Shell. Hi, Pookie. Hi, Meesy. D-Dub's ringing the bells and shit. Well, guess what? I'm back. I'm back. Hi. Okay, now look. Earlier today, thank you guys for being here and for being patient. Okay, so hit the like button. All right, now listen. So now look, couple days ago, well, earlier today, we did a review of Carlos King's interview that he did with a judge. I believe she's a judge in the state of Georgia. I'm thinking I could have that wrong, but she was able to give some understanding around what this default judgment looked like, what it meant, and that sort of thing. Okay. And I thought it was interesting sitting there and listening to both Carlos and Courtney, more so Courtney than Carlos, though, really trying to twist this shit. Like, well, it doesn't mean he's really guilty. It just means he didn't do what he was supposed to do. It just means that he's a millionaire who has a lot at stake and a whole business and brand. Wait, y'all can't see me? What you mean? J Jammin, what you mean? V, can't see nothing. You can't see nothing? What you mean? What you talking about? I see you. You don't see me? I'm seeing, you, what you talking about, Bookie? You should be able to see me. Hey, J Jammin. Okay. Okay. Only me said I can see. Yeah, Justin's boss said I can see. Your screen is black, J Jammin. I don't know why. I think everybody else can see me. I'm sorry. Oh, you know what? I think you might have to close out. I think I know what's happening because it has happened to me too. Oh yeah, I gotta go. Yes. Just leave out of YouTube and come back. I've had that. I don't know how to fix that when that happens too. You can hear it happening live, but you can't see it anywhere. Anywho, okay, so nevertheless, we did a reaction. We saw how Carlos and his friend were trying to spin it, but more so Courtney, the girl, than Carlos was really trying to make it seem like, oh, he's not necessarily guilty just because of this judgment. But yes, the judge made it very clear that unless you got some very extreme extenuating circumstances, that default ain't changing. Okay, he ain't opening shit back up because he's the one who fucked up, not everybody else. So that's that on that, and that's what's going on. So now someone sent me this interview, and I got it yesterday. And I started watching it yesterday, and it kind of made me angry. I'm not going to lie. It did sort of make me angry. So we're going to go over that one in just a minute here. But before we do so, before we do that, there's something else we need to get into. Hold on one second, because I want to make sure I've got the right stuff up. So in my last video earlier, there was a comment under the video, and I just want to make sure I'm on the right page because I guess I'm a little confused by this. So Christian's auntie, CW, aka Christina, all right? I think it's Christina. Christine or Christina. But we call her CW. This is Christian's biological mother's biological sister, okay? She's not a Lauren. And the reason why I don't mind calling Lauren fake auntie now is because she don't know shit about these people. When I say that, I mean she don't know none of his kids. She's so close to him, and he's such a wonderful person, but she don't know shit about none of his kids. She ain't never met none of them. She'd never met Natalia, and they live together, and they have 2 children together. And she has lived with Auntie CW. So with that said, CW has been over here a lot recently, and we love her over here. CW, you be cutting up, but we loves you. We do. And I happen to notice in the comment section, and I will share that so that you guys can see it as well. In the comment section of the last video, oh, that's right, because I went out. There was a comment from CW. Okay? Now, during the earlier video, I was talking about the fact that those text messages that were included in Jennifer's response, which I do believe was Christians, okay? That in Jennifer's response, that it had nothing to do with the judgment. I said, this makes no sense to me at all. This has absolutely nothing to do with the judgment today. Anything that Alteria and her husband had going on 2 years ago means nothing to us today. They still together. They still together. And they still together coming after your ass. So I don't know what you thought you were doing with that, but I think that's tacky. I think it's irrelevant, and it shows your ignorance. And it shows that you are just willing to go at to any length to try to smear somebody else instead of getting an attorney that can clear up your shit. But I digress. So I'm talking about Jen and Christian. But anywho, so just as I had stated that those text messages have absolutely nothing to do with the judgment at hand, it appears that Auntie Christina, CW, she has dropped in the comments and said, just like who Christian is fucking has nothing to do with the judgment. And I thought to myself, I'm not sure we ever made a connection about who he was fucking and the judgment. In fact, I know that we never did. In fact, when we were talking about the default judgment, we didn't talk about who he was fucking. By the way, CW, if you don't mind, please misspell the cuss words if you're going to type them in the chat or in the comment section, okay? I'm all here for cussing. Okay, you can cuss. I don't care. But when we are typing things over here on the YouTube, please, if you don't mind, just respell it, misspell it. You know what I'm saying? Try to trick the algorithm, if you don't mind. Okay, so now look. So I know that we never talked about it where the judgment was concerned, but we did talk about it when Natalia was here. Yeah, and we have spoken about it since then too, because at the end of the day, his sexuality to me is relevant. It's not relevant to this judgment. No one said anything about the judgment. But his sexuality is relevant. Okay, and I just want to read to you what I put, because I like to keep things all out and open. You know what I'm saying? So Christina says, just like who Christian is fucking has nothing to do with the judgment. And I said, it may have nothing to do with the default judgment, but it speaks to the likelihood that he uses his sexuality to scam women. That is very relevant to this matter, in my opinion. Auntie CW, you have mentioned several times that Christian has the tattoo of Marilyn Monroe on his leg, and that you noticed a lot of homosexual associations were made after he returned from prison. So you see the relevance like the rest of us do. Has your opinion changed since last week? Because you reminded us of the Marilyn Monroe tattoo last Thursday. And you also said that he wasn't even hanging around these gay people until he got back from prison. You said all this on Thursday. But it seems like you may have gone home and had a change of heart. But I haven't. I think that this man is gay. This is my opinion. I'm not saying what he is or isn't, because as I've stated before, I ain't never slept with him. And then I ain't never offered him nothing and he turned it down. You see what I'm saying? So I can't say for sure. But to me, on the outside, it's looking real suspect. Not to mention that one of the sources that provided information the other day, the source that had the text messages and the voice notes, shout out to Hollywood Muggler. Hollywood said that man is gay as a jaybird. Now, that's what Hollywood has said allegedly, that he is gay and he don't want no parts of no women. Now, I don't know that that's true either, because I don't know Hollywood like that. I don't know him. But that's what he said. And other people who have eyes like me, they have said it. And I have said it. And guess what? You said it. Hell, you done said it plenty of times. So, ma'am, I understand that this may be uncomfortable at times, but you brought it up. Huh? You can't put the genie back in the bottle now. You said you thought he was doing a lot of gay stuff. And again, we have said time and time and time again that there is nothing wrong with a man being gay or a woman. That's y'all's business. I don't give a damn what you're doing in the bedroom, because I won't be doing none of it with you. Not none of you. So I don't care who you sleeping with or what you're sleeping with, as long as it ain't no children and no beasts, okay? As long as you stay away from the children and the animals, I don't care who you sleeping with, what you do it, how many of y'all doing it together, what time of the day you do it, where you do it at. I don't give a fuck. But when we are talking about a sweetheart swindler, we need to talk about the sweetheart swindler. We need to talk about, what is he doing? How is he using this? How's he using this? Hold on. Let me look. That's what I was told. Oh, well, maybe it's not. Y'all think that, okay. Wait. Jane Terry said, is that really her? I don't know. But I think it is. I think it's her. I have reason to believe this is her. So if we're talking about a sweetheart swindler, it does appear he's mostly swindling women. Not all, but mostly. And the one man I have spoken to is an openly gay man. And that openly gay man also said that Christian was gay. See, I ain't gotta do this. I ain't trying to put something on this man that other people haven't already said. You see what I'm saying? I don't have to do that. That Thomas came over here and said Christian is gay. Now that's what Thomas said over here. Okay? You all but said it over here too, Auntie CW. Now you done said it too, child. You done said the behavior is suspect, ma'am. Okay? And I agree with you. It's suspect as hell. Suspect as hell. Because I don't think, like I said before, he comes across like a gay man who doesn't like women. Because all gay men don't hate women, but he seems to be a woman hater. I don't know what that's about. Okay? I don't know what that's about. But I think it's worth mentioning. You feel me? Ay. Jane Terry says she has a different username. This account was made a week ago. It was made a week ago. But I do have reason to believe this is her. I'll just put it that way. I do have reason to believe that. So if it's not her, fine. I mean, I don't think I'm saying anything that I need to apologize for. But whomever, what I will apologize if this is not her, I apologize for making it her if it's not her. Because honestly, these are things that she has discussed over here with us. So I don't know why suddenly it's a question whether or not, I mean, you kind of put the fuel in the fire, sis. If you didn't think he was gay, then you had every opportunity to say it, but instead you've reminded us about the Marilyn Monroe tattoo to also associate him with the homosexual lifestyle. And then you also mentioned that you never saw any of this until after he came back from prison, also to connect him with the homosexual lifestyle. Thomas has associated him with the homosexual lifestyle. Natalia said that she asked him her damn self. Now, if I have to ask my man whether or not he gay or like men, I already know I'm in the wrong relationship. Now that's me. But even she questioned it. You know what I'm saying? So she questioned it. There were people around her, I believe she said, asked or something. Maybe not. Maybe I got that wrong. Maybe I made that up in my head. But I thought she said that. Yeah. I know what I saw when they went on that cabin trip. I know that the gay man that introduced her to him allegedly is living in their basement, and they all got tattoos the same and changing their name to Gold. All of them. I don't know what you want me to think. I don't know what I'm supposed to think about that. Hey, Make Beauty Forever. I don't know what I'm supposed to think about that, y'all. So we shall see. So maybe it's not her, but if it's not her, I apologize for assigning it to her. But I also want to make it clear to whomever this is that, baby, ain't nobody trying to make this man nothing. This man is out here doing these things, and it's questionable. His behavior, his dress, everything, how he acts, how he treats women. He's trash. He's trash. And I don't know how anybody can stand next to him knowing he's a horrible father. He's a horrible protector, provider, father, husband. He's horrible. He's a horrible human. And he's walking around here stealing people's shit and their dignity. And that's not cool. I don't like it. It's not nice at all. And it's one thing to make a mistake. It's another thing to try to make it right. And sir, you're scamming people. And that's the problem. Say, Jay, what you say? Don't forget, gay men love Judy Garland. In some areas, they will say they are child of Dorothy from the... Oh, do they? I didn't realize that. I did not realize that. That's interesting. Very interesting. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure we got that taken care of because I just didn't like what I was reading. I was like, is this Auntie? Now, if it's not her, who is Christina Brown? Who is that? Christina Brown's chef. Maybe it's not Auntie Christine. Auntie Christine, forgive me if it's not you. But I'm just saying, what don't these people get? What don't these people get? Anyway, but I had reason to believe it was her. Now, let's see. Let's get on over here to our next piece of business. Okay. Now, this interview that we are about to watch together, it's long, and I don't think I want to do all of this shit. Okay. It's long. It's like it's an hour-long interview. I'm going to speed it up, though, because we do not need the whole hour. Okay, we don't. But Jen went on to the Angela Yee Lip Service podcast 2 years ago. And she talked about this Scam Likely documentary that she was a part of, where she discussed the last man that she was with and how he had scammed her. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something. Now, I'm just going to give you a spoiler alert. And it's not a spoiler alert so much about what she is saying, but I'm going to give you a spoiler alert about what I am feeling. Let me make sure I make this very clear. I'm not about to share with you or tell you something about what's been said in the show. That's not it. That's not the spoiler I'm giving. I'm going to give this spoiler alert. The spoiler alert is listening to Jen do this interview kind of pissed me off. Miss Principal, kind of pissed me off a little bit. Okay? Real said, they also like to hook up with someone old enough to be their mother. Do they? Do they? Is that a thing too? Interesting. I didn't know that. Miss Principal said, I don't like Angela Yee. She just rubs me the wrong way. I don't dislike Angela Yee. I used to really like her on the Breakfast Club because I felt like sometimes she could reel them back in and she was more sensible a lot of times than the guys. But yeah, I don't hate her, at all. But I think this conversation that she has with old Jen here it just kind of ticked me off. I want you to pay attention to her language. And what I mean is pay attention to how it is that she feels, what she feels about this scammer that scammed her out of her car and money. Think about how she refers to herself as a victim and what she feels entitled to as a victim. And what I will say is this is the real spoiler alert for you from me. This is my opinion. This is not fact or anything. But after listening to, because I listened to the majority of this interview. After listening to this, and hearing how this woman clearly was scammed before, recognizes how scammers work. That's the thing about it. She even gives you clues on how these scammers work. So my thing is, after listening to this and knowing what she has involved herself in this time around, it's really got me looking at her sideways. It's really got me looking at her like, all this time these people have been saying that Jen knows what the fuck is going on. And I wasn't so sure. I didn't want to necessarily put that on her. I didn't want to make her out to be a part of the process. But baby, it's something about this interview that happened 2 years before she even gets with oh boy. It just has me feel, well, maybe, I'm sorry, it may not been 2 years before she got with Christian. She might be with Christian at this point of this show airing. I'll take that back. But the fact is, this is before all this shit came out, you know, and the accusations and all that stuff. It's making me believe, Jen, you know what the fuck is going on. You just don't give a damn. Because this interview kind of pissed me off. This is the reason why I wanted to come out here and do this reaction is because listening to her talk and then turn around and be so fucking dismissive and verbally abusive, if you will, to the victims of her husband. Jen, let me say this. If you know this man is guilty, if you believe it or don't believe it, your best bet would be to be quiet, stay out of it, be in a corner somewhere, and go over there and be talking to an attorney on the sneak tip. Because, baby, what you got going on over there with this dude, this ain't good. This ain't good, and you don't look right. I'm sorry, you do not look right. Okay, what you say? Hey, them folks said this is when she came to the streets for sympathy and empathy and then ran right over to this fool. That's what I'm saying. Listen to the language and everything. And this is after she dated Tim. She loves a felonious man. I'm beginning to think she loves a felonious man too. I'm not even trying to be funny. It's beginning to feel and look like she likes a felonious man too. And that she's dead set on staying with this one. But what she's not going to be able to convince me of at this point, hi Steph Natural, is that she's completely unaware of what's going on, because she is totally in tune of what it's like to be a victim. She's totally in tune of understanding what it's like to deal with a predator. But she's with a predator as we speak. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, Kiki, LOL, she needs to be checked mentally. Something's not right. Something's not, the elevator ain't going all the way to the top. CJ said, if Jen did have money from her family, could Christian have depleted her funds? Why else is she selling her stuff like the rent is due? She didn't come for money. We got to nip that in the bud. Jen did not come from money. Her family probably did well for themselves, like very well, but she ain't rich. Like, we're not going to do this rich talk that she keeps trying to put out here like she's so rich. She also says her daddy is Daddy Pope, but he couldn't get her nigga out this, couldn't find him an attorney to get him out of this bullshit so he wouldn't owe 3 times the amount that he owes to the people he stole from. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even make no damn sense. Golly. I can't. So anyway, let's watch. Let's see what's happening. Let's see what's good in the hood. And again, we're not going to watch this whole thing. It's not that interesting to me as far as everything that they discussed, but yeah, so this is right after She has broken up with some guy from the show. I think, yes, she's broken up with him at this point, and I think she may be dealing with Christian or about to deal with Christian. Oh, one other thing. She mentioned something about, now I didn't hear this. I figured I was going to watch it with y'all, so I'll hear it again to be sure. Hey, Just Nikki. At some point, she mentions a friend that works as a bartender. And I believe she met this dude. Stay away from that motherfucking hotel, okay? Wherever it is that Armani was a bartender, you never need to go there again. In fact, don't ever go anywhere that Armani is working. That would be my advice. Don't go anywhere. But evidently, this scammer here, she met at Armani's shop. Now, she didn't say Armani, but she says, my friend, the bartender. You're not going to convince me she's talking about anybody else. Because Armani's the bartender, they introduced her to Christian. So she met one scammer there, and then turned around and met another one through Armani. I would be looking at Armani like, you bring him, either you are the scammer or you bring too much fucking bad luck my way. Ain't no way in hell. But I digress. Okay. So let's get into it. Listen to how she mentions it. Hi, Miss Dee Dee. Hey, let's talk about it all. Wait. The folks said she met him through the bartender. Wild. She met Christian through Armani, who was the bartender. And now she mentions here about her friend being a bartender. Yes, Cynthia A said, wait, Jennifer's dad is still alive? Jennifer's dad is still alive, well, and with the white woman that he left Jen's mama for. Okay? They've been together ever since. Jen does not have a real relationship with that man. He is not Papa Pope. You know how she said he Papa Pope? He is an ex-engineer from Boeing. He is not Papa Pope. And if he were, why are you in this predicament? Huh? But let's get into it, shall we? Okay, let's.
You know what?
That's a lot, Angela.
I am doing a special, actually, that's my own show, but it's a documentary, not a wedding special.
Now, I know about this stuff. This is why Ramona's here. So let's get right into that, okay?
Perfect.
Because, all right, so let's flash back to part of the reason why we're here today. I saw you post something on social media, right? Somebody stole your Range Rover.
You were one of the first people that called me.
You know my ass. I seen her post. I was like, what the fuck going on? Because she hadn't told me anything about it. I saw her post it, and I know you weren't answering anyone's calls, but she did answer my call because I know your phone went crazy after that.
So crazy.
So what got you to the point where you were like, okay, I have to post about this?
Okay, so I definitely debated posting about it. I obviously got my Range Rover stolen, and so I went to the police. I filed a police report, and everything kind of started unfolding during COVID. So because of that, I think they were just very lax with my situation, and it's not a violent crime. So it's not at the top of their list as a priority. And for me, it had been well over 60 days. I wasn't getting any kind of response. The detective, I felt, wasn't really on his job. And so I said, you know what? I have this platform and I need to use it for good. Now, I was anxious, nervous. I went back and forth with Mona, like, what should I say? What should I post? What pictures am I going to use? You just never know how people are going to respond to something like that. And it was a first time for me. And it was a time where I had to post and be vulnerable, right? Because if I was going to tell the story, I just had to just put it out there. And
people were going in.
People were going in.
On you. Like, you didn't get your Range Rover stolen.
But I think that is a problem in society today. We victim blame. And it's like, I didn't do anything. Unfortunately, I just was a trusting person, but I trust the wrong person.
And the police also probably looked at it like, well, that was her boyfriend, so.
Right. So it's considered like a love crime. And, a lot of times they just think, oh, well, this person is angry or they're bitter, or whatever the case is. And that absolutely was not the case with me. I'm like, I have a whole car that is gone, missing.
Right.
So, yeah, I just decided to use my platform and post about it. And I really put, okay, contact Smyrna Police or contact Jamie, which is my attorney, because I wanted help with this situation.
Now, why do you have your car in the first place? Let's break that down.
Oh my God, I feel like I've told the story a million times.
But if people don't
Okay.
know, because people see the post and they're like, oh, she said how you just took her car.
Right. Okay. So basically, I was moving from California to Atlanta and I had an issue with my closing. Now, in a process, I was supposed to be closing. I want to say I was on a flight, maybe it was like Wednesday. I was supposed to be closing that Friday. I had to go to Miami that Friday. I had 2 cars. And so I was thinking, okay, after I close, I'll be able to drive my car straight into my garage. That wasn't the case. And I found that as I was getting off the plane. And so he's somebody I knew in Atlanta. We have been dating. And I was like, oh my God, like, what am I going to do with my cars? Like, I have to leave town because I had to go to Miami for work. And so I took my Ferrari to like the shop. And then he was like, okay, well, I can hold on to your Range Rover.
I'm glad he
until
hold
you
on
get
to your
back."
Ferrari.
Girl, yes.
Child. Okay, sorry.
So I was like, okay, I had been to his house. I had seen, he had a 4-car garage. I'm thinking, okay, I
safe.
never in a million years would think that somebody would steal my car. It just,
Right.
and then somebody I know, somebody at the time I trusted, it would be like, if you were like, hey,
Don't
let
compare me to him.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I'm gonna just go down the street to the CVS. I wouldn't think anything of it. So I'm just thinking like, okay, I'm going to Miami, I'm coming back. And I honestly, I wasn't stressed about the car because I was more so.
So let me get this straight. Because she went to his house and he had a 4-car garage, what, that makes him legit. It's just, to me, it just gives him more room to hide the fucking cars he's stealing. I guess, that's what I'm saying. Them folks said, oh, while she victim blames, that's what I'm saying. That's why this interview bugged the hell out of me. Because this is literally right at the either at the very beginning of her relationship with Christian, she's having this conversation, or it's right before. It's either at the beginning or before. Yeah. So CJ said, wait. How long did she know this man? I don't even know. I don't know. Then folks said, did he steal it, or you let him use it and he just stopped bringing it back? Then it was so, it sounds like, and she'll explain it here in a minute, but it actually sounds like she let him borrow it. I think like, what was it? He took her to the airport. Well, she gonna tell the story, but the bottom line is, or something, he never returned that shit. He did not return that shit. It was crazy. Hey, Bell Tower is my home. Thank you so much for the super chat. She says, I can't trust a person. Wait. I can't trust a person's story who trusted a man who head swallowed a golf ball. Thank you. Easy. At a minimum, that's a golf ball on that damn forehead. And she act like she never saw it. She didn't see it, honey. She didn't see it. Nosy said, Jen is a slow scammer herself, in my opinion. Nosy, I'm not trying to be funny, but when I tell you, I started looking at her sideways after this because she's in here telling us the things that she fucked up with where this guy was concerned. She talks about how victims feel. She talks about how predators move. So my thing is, your husband is doing all of these things. Do you know? Like, because you're right there in the mix. Now at that weekend retreat where they were doing business and stuff, Jim right there. I feel like this lady know what's going on a little bit. That's my opinion. I can't say she knows, but damn sure act like she knows. This is too much. Leo Lady says, shows how materialistic she is when she saw the 4-car garage. She automatically assumed money instead of waiting to find out that she did that she did it, she found out when you took her car. The truth of the matter is, what Nosy says, I thought about. See, if Jen wasn't so greedy, this is my opinion. This is my opinion. I think she comes across as greedy, a little bit of a clout chaser, her damn self, and a desire to connect with a man with money. So one, she wants to appear that she has a certain level of money so that she can attract a man within that, at a minimum, in that tax bracket by which she is presenting, so that they can continue to care for her. Because at the end of the day, Jen does not make a lot of money on that show. I mean, look, is it a lot of money to me? Yes. Yes, I've never made $250,000 a year. Personally, not me. I may have been in a household that did, but I didn't earn it. So I what I'm saying is she may be a bit of a scammer in the sense of she wanted a man who had money so bad that one was able to come in and use that vulnerability and that desperation and that thirstiness against her and stole the shit she had. You see what I'm saying? He stole her shit because she was so desperate to be with a certain type of man. And if you think about it, most of these scammers present as if they have something. They do that because they want to attract people in. They want people to be attracted to what it is they're presenting so that they can scam them. That's what happens to Jennifer. I believe in this relationship she's discussing now, and most likely with Christian. But Christian, he got farther than anybody. He done fucking married this lady. Okay? He married this lady. Moved into her shit. And destroying everything. She is just letting him do it too. CJ said the fact that she couldn't get another athlete like Evelyn speaks volumes. Something not adding up about how she rolls. Not saying she needs another athlete, but come on. I think that her desperate. I think she's just desperate for a man with money, and like let's be honest. Can you imagine? Let's really talk about it real quick. Jennifer does not come across to me like somebody who is very intellectual in general. I don't see her having an intellectual conversation about politics. I can't see her even have a discussion about religion. I don't see her talking about the weekly news reports. You know, what current events are happening. I feel Jen is the type of person that if you're not discussing fashion and men, I don't think she has much else to discuss with you. So there's only going to be, like, let's be clear. While men are very visual and men like a woman to look a certain way and they like a woman that can do certain things for them, a man also likes more than that. A man likes to know he can have a conversation with you. He likes to know that you know how to take care of a home. I don't see Jen as a person who's around there scrubbing her toilets. I don't see her going out to do any community service per se. I don't see her going to church, volunteering there. I don't see her she's not a mom, so we know she ain't at the PTA. I don't see her working the polls during elections. I don't see Jen being an intellectual at all. So the type of man that she's with has to be just as superficial as she is. Otherwise, she's not going to last because they're going to want to have a real conversation with you. They're going to want to talk about vulnerabilities and feel that they can be vulnerable with you. And they might want you to pray with them and for them. They want you to cook them a good meal. They want you to be able to talk about politics, make plans, help figure out things for the household or for the family or whatever. I don't see Jen as that person. I see Jen as somebody who wants somebody to take care of her. And that's the extent of it. She wants somebody to take care of her and her dog. And she going right on about her damn business. That's the way I see it. Okay? So she gets these guys who she thinks look good. They present well, and she falls right in. Hey, 50 Creole. Miss Principal said Jim wants to sit at home and spend money. That's exactly what I think as well, sis. Precisely. That's what I think as well. Leo Lady said, they want you to be able to hold an intelligent conversation outside in public. Yes, they want you to, they want you to have an intelligent conversation at the house alone. In the bed sometimes. Just talking about, you know what I mean? And I don't see her being able to do none of that. So, if she can't do it at home, she damn sure you might have to really be watching. Make sure she say the right thing in public, honey, because ain't no telling. Because she ain't reading no books. Now, I'm going to go on the limb and say Jen ain't reading no damn books. And if she is, she need to reread them because there's nothing about the way she speaks, acts, or looks that makes me think she reading. You feel me? Not nothing. Not near a damn thing. Not near a thing. Hey, Bell Tower is my home, girl. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, yeah. Oh, I read that one already. Okay. Oops. Down further. Okay. Here we go. Uh-huh. Hey, Bell Tower is my home. Wait. When the hell did Eric look good? When he was knotless playing basketball and making a fresh salary. Because I want to say when she got on that show, was he even playing still? I don't think he was even playing anymore. So I think in her eyes, he looked damn good when he had that knot on his head and he had a big ass check. Huh? That's what I'm saying. That's what I think. I'm just saying, I don't know, child. Okay, Lonnie said he was retired. Exactly. So think about if he was retired and she was maintaining a good little lifestyle. Oh, she did get a settlement in that divorce. I don't think it was a whole lot, but I think she got. Didn't she get a couple million? Didn't she get some money? So she might have something in the bank. I don't know. She buying Ferraris and Rolls Royces and Range Rovers, and she make $250,000 a year. That don't make no good sense to me. That don't make no sense to me at all. In fact, I don't think that made any sense. CJ said, and each man she got with after her divorce from Eric, the basketball player, has gone down a level each time she broke up. That is true. Each time she broke up with a man, that is true. That is true. Remember, she was with that real young guy, too, the real young football player there for a minute, wasn't she? Or am I mixing? No, she was. Wasn't she for a quick second? Like, she was so trying to catch a certain type of dude so that she could keep a certain type of lifestyle. And people could say, oh, well, she's an entrepreneur. Well, I can't tell because I ain't seen one product she sell. Tell me where to get her hair and what's the name of it and how many of y'all bought some. That's what I want to know. Shit, I don't give a damn about her hair because, I ain't trying to wear none no how. Okay? Ay. Golden Rule said, does anyone know if there is a recent interview with Jennifer and CG? There isn't. Child, they ain't doing no interviews. Hell no. They ain't even got no damn attorneys. I hope they do one without an attorney. They dumbasses. Okay, anyway, let's listen. Let's see where this goes from here. I'll be right back to y'all.
Stressed about, damn, what's going on with this house? Right? Because I'm like, the car, whatever, like now all my stuff is in transit from LA to Atlanta.
It was a stressful time.
Yes.
Had a lot going on.
You were like, I just need to put my car somewhere.
Right.
That is how he got the car.
Right. In retrospect, you're like, I should have just parked at the airport.
Exactly. It would have definitely been safer there.
Now, let's fast forward to how you know Mona then. Because you guys met, it was hard to find any information online. This man, you thought his name was Nick at the time, right?
Yeah, so I thought his name was Daniel Nichols.
Okay.
Completely different.
Okay.
Completely different.
And he just went by Nick as a nickname. That's what I was told. So it wasn't until now my Range Rover is stolen and I'm kind of going into like detective mode because I'm still kind of thinking like, you know what, he's gonna give me the car back. Like, but my spidey senses are going off, right? So I knew his mom had passed away, but I didn't really know if his mother had passed away. But I was like, okay, his mom passed away. I remember him kind of telling me what his mother's name was and I knew where he was from. He was from Michigan. I didn't know exactly what area. So I just started Googling and I found his mother's obituary.
Wow.
So he told her real name.
So in the mother's obituary, that's when I found out his real name. I was like, who the hell is Aaron Pushy Nichols?
Pushy.
Pushy, they had
Pushy's
that
like his
in-
nickname?
Yes. You heard them say Pushy before?
No, not until after.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I guess his family calls him that. I said, who the hell is this?
Right.
So,
So
then,
this is really the last name, though.
yes.
It turns out Daniel is the middle name, but you wouldn't know
Daniel
that
is the middle
initially,
name.
yeah.
Okay.
Right. So then I put in Aaron Nichols, and then I see Mona's post from Lipstick Alley, which have been years prior.
Right.
But then when I clicked on it, I started seeing other people post, I guess, under her post.
Now, Mona,
like
what did
replying.
Yeah,
now,
what
what
did
did
you
you write
post?
on Lipstick Alley?
Okay, now
What
the
did you
sad
do?
thing is, I knew him a million years before Jen did, and at the time, you know, he portrayed himself as a totally different person, a different name. He had a different business. So it wasn't until like the end of our like 5-year relationship where I started to find out information about him. Once I, you know, got that information, I was like, okay, I'm done with him. Some months after, I was contacted by one of his baby mamas who like explained to me how our situation kind of overlapped and like some more information about him. And I was like, okay, this is crazy because you can go on the internet and find anything about anybody except for this man.
Right.
So we took it upon ourselves to put some things out there. She put together like a website kind of exposing him. And I was like, okay, we put together 2 ripoff reports. And then I knew that Lipstick Alley kind of had like some traction as a gossip site. So I'm like, let me put some information on here. I did like a don't date him girl type whatever.
I remember that
Yeah,
site.
exactly.
Remember don'tdateHimGirl.com?
I put everything out there
Oh,
because
that
there was
website was the
nothing.
shit.
I remember that.
Right. There was nothing about him.
That
So
was
I
like
wanted
the-
to
I knew
warn
people
other
on there.
people.
No way.
I did. If you didn't, if a guy like did you dirty, you could post his picture
Right.
and what he did to you on don'tdateHimGirl.com, but they been took that down.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this was a way to kind of warn other people that he's not who he says he is.
What did he do to you?
Well, when I met him, he kind of portrayed himself as like, you know,
Hold on. So here's the thing. So this is what I think is interesting. Jen's doing all this investigative work and able to find out, you know, recall certain things and match him up, find out what his real name is and all that. I want to know how much work she did. If she went through all of this before Christian, what all did she do to look up Christian when she met him? How much digging did she do to ensure that Christian was okay? Cynthia A said, girl, your senses are non-existent, ain't they? Okay? Apparently they are non-existent, ma'am. I don't get it. But now we're seeing, you know, that there's a pattern. Not a pattern. Not a pattern. There's a pattern. Okay? There are other mother suckers that this man right here has been dealing with and scamming. Okay? So let's listen. This is the other girl who also dealt with this same dude.
a business person. He, into like luxury cars. That, he said he was a retired athlete at the time.
Lord.
Lies, I know. So, I actually met him in LA and I was living in New York at the time. It was like a weird kind of whirlwind, like a quick 24 hours. Like we spent that whole time together and, my nose was open. I was like, wow, who's this guy? And it was weird because when I first met him, I was in LA just kind of walking because, we walk all over New York. I'm thinking, no big
That's what
thing.
people do,
Exactly.
but not in LA.
Right, not in LA. So I didn't know that. This was like my first time out there. I'm walking along. And it so happened I kind of walked through a crowd because, New Yorkers would like move out the way. And I like walked onto a red carpet. which is like the weirdest thing. So people were like taking pictures of me. I'm like, what's going on
You
here?
walked onto a
Right. I was like it's right in front of Man's Theater, like crazy. He comes up and he just grabs my hand. And I'm like, who's this dude? And it was like electricity, like all throughout my body. It wasn't until later I realized every cell was like, run, get the fuck away. But at the time, that had never happened to me before. So I'm kind of like, who is this guy? Like, what does this mean? And then he was like, like he pulled me off the red carpet and we started talking. And there was a guy with him who was like, he'll change your life. All these little things, exactly. All these little things, exactly. Like hindsight is 20/20. It's got LASIK. So
I wonder if that's what Armani told Jen when he introduced her to Christian. I'm just saying. All right.
So we wind up going into the movie that was premiering on that, day. And he said he helped produce the movie, Lies Again. So we're sitting in the movie, there were other pseudo celebs there, and he pretended as though he knew them. And, so we're sitting in the movie, but I couldn't even sit next to him. So it was like, it just felt like so weird. So maybe 20, 30 minutes into the movie, he's like, you want to get out of here? I'm like, sure. So we wind up leaving. And like I said, we spent that whole day together, just kind of exploring, LA. And, I met him walking. It wasn't until like after the movie, we wind up getting into, I think it was like a brand new BMW or Mercedes or some like expensive car or whatever.
You're like, okay,
so,
producer.
No, I wasn't even tripping
No, but
on
I'm
that.
saying it's a coincidence. Like you didn't know it, but you're like, wow, I really just. Because in a way you have to think like I did kind of like look up what I feel electricity and he's this and he's that.
Right.
That's
and
like,
he kind of like telling people like, oh, I met her walking. Like she wasn't even impressed by whatever money that I had because I met her walking. So like I said, we spent that whole like night together and it was just like amazing, for, a guy that I just met. And, I was letting him know.
The whole night together.
Yeah, I spent the night. Whatever. So whatever it is.
No, it's funny because I want to get more.
Yeah,
Okay, we'll come back to that in a second. Hey, Kiki. Kiki says, it's so funny to watch her do the same research we did to her husband for the same reason, and she still don't see the similarities. This type of delusion needs to be studied. That's why I'm telling you, I'm like, either you are really slow, either you're like super, super, super slow, or and don't give a damn at this point, because just hearing you talk about how people move that are in these scenarios, whether they are the victim or the predator, and you can see it so clearly now, having just gone through this, I don't understand how we're here. Where now you are literally attacking people who have demonstrated solid proof that this man says that he owes them money and that he's going to pay them money, but he doesn't give them their money. But okay, let's listen.
Of what he's like. So he really knocked you off your feet. Like y'all spent the night together. Like, and that's not something you would normally do. You met him walking, and then he had all this shit happening. It was electricity for you. Mm-hmm. That electricity was really like get away, but you misinterpreted it.
Very much so.
Mm-hmm.
He's charming.
He is very charming.
He's a scam artist.
Right.
So
did you feel that electricity?
You hear that? You hear that? He's charming. He's a scam artist. Now, has he demonstrated this in front of my eyes? No. But I know that Christian is charming too. I know Christian is charming. Now he hasn't been charming in my presence, but I see it all over him, and I see how certain women might take to him. Anyway, this is crazy. To hear her talk like this is crazy. Let's listen. Hit the like button, y'all.
Me too, Jennifer?
I didn't feel electricity, but I felt okay, I'm gonna let her tell her story because I don't want to interrupt. But I did not feel electricity.
Okay.
But the next day I had like something to do, and he was kind of like, hey, let's go to Vegas. And I'm like, okay, I kind of have like a prior engagement, but after I'm done with that, then sure, let's go to Vegas, which was like very spontaneous at the time. I was super spontaneous, so it wasn't that big of a deal. And then we were gonna take like his car and I guess just drive to Vegas. Mm-hmm. After I was done with whatever it is that I had to do, like in LA, and I was like, okay, I'm ready. He's like, oh, well, I left without you. And I was like, well, damn. What the fuck? Exactly, like, what the fuck? Like, okay, exactly, like, bait and switch, which he does a lot. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever it is, what it is. I went back to New York, and then he called, like, a lot. all the time, text message all the time. Like I wasn't even like taking into consideration the time difference. Like at the time I had like a regular 9 to 5, whatever. He's calling me at like 7 in the morning.
You were very successful in what you did at that time.
Right. So like, you know, he would call at like 7 in the morning, but that was like 4 o'clock West Coast time, you know, but I didn't think anything of it. He would call like midday. He would call before I would go to bed. So we were starting this little,
When does this
you
man
know,
sleep?
Right.
right. So we're starting
Was
this
he
little
not even in
weird-
LA?
Damn.
'Cause
That part,
yeah.
that part. So we're starting this weird little like relationship or whatever. But even before that, like I went back to New York a week later. He's like, come back out to LA. I came back out to LA to meet him.
Did he fly you out?
No,
You please yourself?
yeah, there's no big thing. It's like a ticket to LA is nothing. But once I got to LA, it was kind of like we were like 2 shifts in the night. Like he claimed he was in the studio, and I didn't even understand why he's in the studio.
Producing another movie.
I don't know. But I was like, well, I'll entertain myself. I knew people in LA, so I hung out with them, and then he would go back to the hotel and be like, she's not here. I'm like, yeah, because I wasn't gonna
out.
sit around and wait for your ass, whatever. So that didn't necessarily work, and I kind of went back to New York like, whatever, I'm not even tripping on him. And that's when he kind of went back and pursued and started calling all the time and really putting like an effort in. It then became a thing after some months where he was just like, you know, I can't do a long distance relationship. You need to come move out here. He was living in Vegas at the time, and I was kind of like,
What was he doing in Vegas, did he say?
everything. He was doing everything from, he invested in real estate. He would, you know, throw a couple parties, like concerts, not necessarily like, you know, little parties. And then he said that like his vice was luxury cars. So what he would do is actually, he would buy them just because he loved them, but then he would like kind of rent them out or lease them out. So this way he could make some money off
He
of
was
his
like
cars.
Turo.
What is up with these niggas in Atlanta and the stealing of the vehicles? Just so y'all know, I do say vehicle, but for whatever reason, when I get on here, I want to say vehicle. Why in the world are all these men in Atlanta scamming when it comes to these cars? You got Nesto. Now you got this dude. You got Quad Lunsford from Married to Medicine. Her man King sold a whole. He stole a Rolls Royce. Or he's tied Rolls Royce. There's a lot. What's up with these people stealing these damn cars? Are we back? Golly. I don't know what's going on with this internet, y'all. I'm so sorry. But that's okay. We back. Like nothing ever happened. Okay? Like nothing ever happened. Okay. Let's get into it then. Let's let her finish telling her story. I want her to sit up straight or wear a different outfit next time, Miss Mona, because the stomach area is not stomaching. Okay? Your stomach looking like my stomach. I ain't supposed to do that. Okay, I'm 55. I know you ain't. I ain't no dancer. I think she was a stripper, okay? You've been working your core out longer than me. Sis, I'm going to need you to sit up straight next time, Bookie. Okay, Bookie? Okay. All right.
Before Turo existed.
Right, so he claimed. So I think at the time I just didn't necessarily ask a lot of questions about what he did because I'm just like, whatever. If he makes money, it's fine. I'm not tripping. Like, however he makes money doesn't really concern me. But
See, that's the part. See, that's the problem. That's the problem. It does impact you. Why? Because he's trying to steal from you. It does matter. That's why y'all in this predicament. Oh, I don't need to know. And that's it. People, I don't need to know. However he makes his money, that's his business. It's not my business. And so what you turn the other way. Isn't that what you've done, Jen? You've turned and looked the other way. Okay, let's listen.
at the time, you know, I wasn't incredibly happy being back in New York. So I was like, I'll consider Vegas. I thought about it, and I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'll try this relationship. And, you know, he's not asking me to move to the middle of nowhere. He's asking me to move to Vegas.
Right.
So I finally did, you know, move out there. I packed all my belongings into like the little car that I had and was going to drive out there. Now, his thinking was, oh, you don't have to drive out there. I'll send someone to drive your car. And I'm like, my whole life is in the car. I don't know this person.
Right.
He's like, well, why would I put someone, you know.
I'd be like, why don't you come here and drive?
Right. His whole thing was like, I don't want you driving across country by yourself. And this is somebody I trust. Of course, you know, you're with me now. I'm going to whatever. So I'm like, it's a good thing I didn't like give them my car because I'm sure I would have been asked out without whatever. But I finally drove out to Vegas and we tried to make it work. And when I got there, he started like grooming me.
Oh.
Like he had... like I didn't meet like any of his friends. Remember, I met his friends in LA.
Listen.
But he introduced me to his cousin. It was like this female who was kind of curvy, you know, who danced at the time. So he was talking about, you know, did you ever think about dancing? And I'm like, no.
Was that really his cousin?
I have no idea.
Okay.
So I'm like, no. I'm like, I have a master's degree. Like, I can always get a job. Like, what do I need to dance for? Like, that would be like last, you know, case scenario, whatever. Like, I don't need to do that. And initially, I was kind of like, but I didn't even think I could. Like, I was like really thin and didn't really have like a lot of curves. And I'm like, dancers usually, you know, look kind of, you know. So I'm like, I can't do this. And then he's like, no, you know, you're sexy. You can definitely do it. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's not what I'm thinking. And then he was like, well, you know, I'm bringing money to the table. You know, you need to bring money to the table too. So this was like his way of grooming me. You know, like if I'm going to be working, hustling, whatever it is I'm doing, I need to make sure that you're making some money too. Now, I'm like, well, I can have like a regular job. And he's like, no, because I kind of want your schedule to be as flexible as mine. Where like if we needed to leave at whatever moment we could.
Like I could waitress.
Right, anything like that. But even then, you're on like a set schedule.
Right.
So
This Negro this is some nasty Nesto-ish. I believe that is what Nesto be out here, you know, these people are something else. These men are out. Not you need to bring in some money. And no, it can't be no 9 to 5 because that's going to interfere with my social life. So I think you should strip. What?
you know, he claimed he was like really busy. So he had me around the cousin a lot. So we would go to lunch. We just, you know, kind of meet up.
He'd have you around the cousin a lot. Kind of like how Christian has Jen around Lauren a lot.
And then there was an instance where she took me to like the dancer supply store and was kind of like,
What size shoes you wear, girl?
right, exactly.
Dancer supply store. You say you don't want to dance. They say you need to do something. So how about this? You come with me while I go to get my outfits for my job so that you can understand you need to come work with me. What?
You know, so she's buying stuff for herself and was like, try this on. Exactly. So that's that part. That's exactly what happened. So everybody knows now. But at the time, you know, I was incredibly naive. I was super green and I had no idea. I mean, I was grown. I wasn't a baby, but I didn't know that.
How long ago was this? Jen's situation with this man was like 3, maybe 4 years ago. When was this, sis? Was this like 5? But she's younger. She looks like she might be even younger. I don't know anything about this lady or how old she is, but golly. So 5 years ago, she was green. And I guess in 5 years, you can get an understanding. Justin's mom said, I'm not paying attention to anything she's saying. Shut up. Oh, God. All right. Yes, Mrs. Pisces. Lord, self-esteem is in the trash. That's how the scammers get you. I feel like Jen's self-esteem is in the trash. I always felt like that when I would watch her on the show. To be quite honest, she's never stood up for herself per se. But then again, at the time, I didn't know she'd be on some bullshit behind the scenes. Like, I didn't know a lot of things. Anyway, let's watch.
Life,
right?
You know, like
this is your first time experiencing it.
I didn't know any dancers.
And I think being in New York and then going to Vegas is completely because New York dancing is not like a big
But
culture
Right,
like that.
exactly.
In Vegas, it's like
is.
everywhere.
Right, they run that city. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Like
Grandma
they
Beauty.
keep the lights on. You know, whereas here it's not like that. You know, so at the time I was 27. Like I said, I was grown up. I
have a
graduated
question.
college, everything.
When you got there, how were they living? Did they have like a mansion?
Oh, where did he live? Where did you
Yeah,
live?
I didn't.
when you
When I
got
first
to
got there, I didn't
Vegas?
see his house. I didn't see his house at all.
So where were you staying?
I stayed with a girlfriend. I stayed with a friend of a friend. And the thing that was interesting about that is the friend of a friend. Our mutual friend had told me she was in real estate. When I stayed at her house is when I realized she was a webcam girl. So it seemed like everybody kind of had
Everyone's
like a
doing
double
it.
life
Yeah.
in Vegas. Yeah.
Was she
So-
living in like a really nice home?
Yeah, she had a nice little townhouse, you know, a little white
a
range,
townhouse.
you know, it worked. You know, she
Because it-
basically
So let me get this straight. You moved to Vegas to be with him, but y'all weren't living together, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. But he was trying to control you. You know what, Angela Yee? I'm glad you got some new furniture, sis. I'm just looking at this. Girl, I'm glad you got your deal because this is terrible. Look at the arm of this chair. Let me move this. Look at the arm of this damn chair. Look at this. Huh? Huh? Look at the arm of this damn chair. Angela Yee. Ay, ay, ay. I'm so glad you got your deal, sis. Girl. Look at that. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, let me pull it back down, child. I wanted y'all to see good. The hell was going on, girl? Let me see. Where'd I have this, child? Jeesh, Angela Yee, it was hard over there for a pimp. Okay. All right, let's just stick with that, okay? I'll come down here, okay? I'll just come be closer to you. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, let's listen.
rolled out of bed.
You know, in Vegas.
Oh, this is what I was going to say. But you're staying at someone else's house and he's still trying to dictate what your employment should look like. And he's saying, I need a woman who's bringing some money in. Why? I don't live with you. I ain't over there in your house. The fuck? You didn't see nothing wrong with that? Miss Spicy said, not to mention they should have been in the honeymoon stage, but he encouraging her to go shake her tail for other men makes no that should have been signed right there. He's out here trying to pimp. He out here pimping. Oh yeah. Nosy said this woman is full of it. I think she's telling the truth. I do. I think she's telling the truth because it's a dumbass story. So I would guess she'd have a better story. I mean, it's not a dumbass story, I guess. She is saying that she met this guy. The fact that she was trying to like move to be close to this guy, never saw his house, how he was living. I don't know. I don't know about that. I think that's dumb as hell. I think none of that makes sense. Yeah. So what you say? Justin's mom said that chair looks like her stuff.
People who have money have crazy.
Because it's
Right.
affordable.
homes. Exactly. You know what I
It's
mean?
inexpensive.
Especially then. It was even
Yes,
you know,
it's a
more
Vegas
inexpensive.
Nevada is really affordable to live in.
Right.
And what did your family say? Because
Yeah, that's
when
why
you tell your
I-
family, I'm moving to Vegas with this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were not at all happy about it.
But I don't understand. You're moving to Vegas with this guy, but you didn't live with him. And you never saw his house. But you went? And you gonna let him dictate to you what kind of job you might need to get?
But like I said at the time, I was a grown up. It's not like they could tell me you can't go.
You can't.
You know, like my dad at the time, like stopped speaking to me, like completely.
Wow.
So
He knew.
Yeah, I think he had that intuition. Like this ain't it. you know.
Did they meet him?
No, they didn't meet him.
That's
at
part
that
of it
time.
too.
I know.
I haven't met this guy.
But at the time, I only knew him like 4 or 5 months, you know, before I moved out there.
So you did eventually start dancing.
I did. Within like a month after I moved to Vegas, I went and got my little sheriff's card and business license and all the things that you need to do to start dancing. The same chick that, the cousin took me to a club that, I guess I felt comfortable in because it wasn't like what I was used to. I'm used to like bigger booty chicks, like, doing some tricks on the pole. These girls just walking around the pole. So I'm like, I could do that. I could do that. I probably could.
Right.
And I remember having to go in and audition and everything. And that was probably at the time the most degrading experience I've ever had. Having to be topless in front of people I've never, I just met on a stage with a greasy pole, slippery and everything. But, he kind of propped me up, like, oh my gosh, you could do this, you're so sexy, like you could definitely make whatever money. My first night, I made, I think like $300 or $400. And I listened when they tell you these are the rules, don't touch, don't do this, like however distance between the customer. So I'm surprised I made any money.
Right.
But
I feel like Vegas is more strict than other places.
yeah, definitely. So, going home with
Was it like a white club? I want to ask you that too.
there are no black clubs in Vegas, let's be honest.
Okay.
Like the clubs are,
because I'm like, I don't know.
No, and not only that, they have like a quota. So they're only allowed to have so many black girls in the club.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Very much so. Because we're not their aesthetic. Like if there's
It's like they don't be playing hip hop like that.
they really don't.
Yeah.
And because guys will come in and their demographic is different. So it's gonna be a certain type of guy. He's gonna go in with his friends. He's not gonna want his friends to know that he might have a fetish. Like he might not necessarily, it's just not our market. It's blonde, big boobs. It's like if they want anything exotic, it's like dark hair is exotic, Asian is exotic.
Yep.
But it's not black girls. It's just not. So I didn't necessarily make money that first time out. I was super nervous and I wasn't comfortable. But he hyped me up and he was just like, you can do this. You made $300-400 perfect. I think you can make like $500 a night. 500 is a good number.
Was he coming to the club?
No, absolutely not. But if you think, he wasn't even taking me.
Okay, wow.
So it was the cousin taking me initially.
So when did you see him?
I honestly would see him maybe once a week because he would have to come pick up money.
Oh, so he.
I'm sorry, wait, what? He would have to come and pick up money. Wait, hold on. But wait a minute. You moved to Vegas to see a man who you saw once a week, only when he was coming to pick up money. Pick up money? I missed this part. Hold on.
$300-400 perfect. I think you can make like $500 a night. 500 is a good number.
Was he coming to the club?
No, absolutely not. But if you think, he wasn't even taking me.
Okay, wow.
So it was the cousin taking me initially.
So when did you see him?
I honestly would see him maybe once a week because he would have to come pick up money.
Oh, so he was taking the money that
He
you
was
were
taking
making.
the money that I made.
And did he leave you with any of it?
Why? Make this make sense. I have relocated to another state to be with you, but I can't live with you and I can only see you once a week and I got to go get a job and give you the money I earn? So she got to go do she has to go strip, do a show, pay the DJ, pay the house, and then pay this nigga? What? Definitely a pimp. But why would you need to do that? Because honestly, on some level, the club is pimping you. The bouncers can protect you. Isn't the point of a pimp to protect you, keep you protected? This makes no sense to me, but okay. All right.
No.
Oh.
He was leaving her.
So how are you surviving?
I got to go back.
500 is a good number.
Was he coming to the club?
No, absolutely not. But if you think, he wasn't even taking me.
Okay, wow.
So it was the cousin taking me initially.
So when did you see him?
I honestly would see him maybe once a week because he would have to come pick up money.
Oh, so he was taking the money that
He
you
was
were
taking the
making.
money that I made.
And did he leave you with any of it?
No.
Oh. So how are you surviving?
I don't know.
Look at
I know, right? Listen,
That was my
listen,
next
okay.
question. I don't think I knew that.
Okay,
I
now
knew
the
he
thing,
took money, but I
yeah,
didn't
the
know he
thing
took all of
that's
it.
weird because people that are not in the life wouldn't necessarily understand. Like if you dance and you know it, whatever. Like for people that just don't know, they wouldn't know. But people that dance will probably be able to understand this. People that, you know.
Like you said, you were really green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, even like, you know, pimps and hustlers will know the difference. It's one thing if you're honest with what it is that you're doing. He wasn't.
Right.
You know, it's like I was kind of coerced into it. Like I was misled into it. Like you legit are pimping me out. And that's what it was. But every
I don't
time.
understand. What is there to try to figure out? You live over here with this person. The person, because is she living with the cousin? The cousin that's the stripper? Nevertheless, his cousin was trying to get you, his alleged cousin, was trying to get you to strip. You said, no, I got a master's degree. I don't need to do that. He said, yes, you do. You say, I can get a 9 to 5. He said, no, I need you with more flexible schedule. Okay, but you don't live with him. You see him once a week. You go work. You go shake your ass for other men. And then he comes to collect your money? For what? Okay.
I would confront him about it. He's like, if I was a pimp, I wouldn't pimp you. I would get somebody who would make more money. I would get whatever.
So how did this last 5 years?
If I was a pimp, I wouldn't pimp you. I'd get somebody who's better than you. Because you're not that good. You're not that good as it is. You don't bring home the type of money I would want you to bring home. So why in the hell would I pimp you? I can't.
I was numb for a couple years. It's not like I numbed myself with like alcohol or drugs or whatever. I think I fought with him so much that I was like, I had no more fight in me. I just kind of gave up.
And how did it come to an end?
I always knew like something was wrong. I always knew something was wrong. I kept confronting him about it. Like again, even with his name, he gave me, his name is Nick Clark initially. He introduced himself as that.
Nick Clark.
Now, remember,
It sounds like a porn. Like Dick Clark, right?
it does sound like ridiculous. Now, remember, I came out to Vegas in my own car,
Right, that's
right?
what I got, like Superman.
Right. I came out to Vegas in my own car, which is nothing compared to his like luxury cars. So he would talk about, you know what, we're gonna put you into something, you know, a little better than this. We're gonna put you in what kind of car do you like? Let's go look at cars. Like, you know, so
Put you on a Benz, baby.
exactly. Now I'm making more than enough money at this point. I'm making like $500 and I can buy my own car. You
How
know,
did you
so
get
his
the
whole thing, I know, exactly. So his whole thing was like, let's switch you out of this car. And I'm like, well, I'm still making payments on this car. I still have a note on this car. And he's like, well, what we'll do is we'll just stop making payments. We'll go ahead and turn it into the dealership. And then we'll move on to like the next thing. Now, I had no idea how that was going to affect my credit. And my dad was like a co-signer on my car at the time.
hell
How that was going to affect my relationship with my dad. All of this bullshit. So I'm trusting this guy.
By the way, this is this Nick guy. Nick Clark, I guess is his name. This is him with Jen when they were together. This nigga. This nigga right here. Him. Okay.
That, you know, I'm sleepaway raw, whatever. You know, and I'm like, okay, he's like, all right, give me the car and then we'll put you in something else. So he takes my car. I never see it again. No one sees it again.
You ain't gonna tell me this ain't Nesto's bullshit. You are not gonna tell me this ain't some Nesto shit. Okay? This some Nesto shit right here.
He didn't
No one
turn
sees
it in,
again.
and you didn't
He
get
didn't turn
another,
anywhere.
and you didn't get another car.
No, I did. He
Okay.
had me in multiple cars. Like I was in a different car like every month, if not every couple weeks. And it could be
Think they were
anything.
stolen?
My car? I think
Oh, the
No, the ones that he
The
was putting you
multiple
in.
the ones that he put me in, I'll tell you about this because I paid attention. All the cars that he put me in, the minute I would get in the car, I look in the glove compartment. I'd be like, who's this car? Who's this car? Like, no. I'd be like, who is this car registered to? None of them ever had his name on them. None of them. And they would say, these are his cars. And I'm like, well, who are these people? It would be like women.
Right.
And I'd be like, well, who is this person? And then I would find like, you know, other things in the car. It wouldn't be brand new, but it would have a paper tag on it. So it would be like mail or something in the car. Now at the time when I first moved to Vegas, remember I was staying with like a friend of a friend. He then had me like an extended stay. Like, okay, we're gonna keep you in one of these little like extended stay hotels until we can put you into like something more permanent, put you in an apartment or whatever. One of the apartments he wound up putting me in, his sister lived around the corner. I don't know who this woman was either. But like all the time,
All these people that were
he
like,
was involved with everybody.
All of these people.
That's what I'm thinking.
were you
Yeah,
still,
yeah.
were you
Yeah,
still
these are
sticking
all
with
the
him during this
girls.
time?
Yeah.
I'm thinking these other women whose
Yeah.
names were on these cards were other youths.
Yeah. I don't know. So what happened was
Yeah.
he when I first got there, his whole thing was like, you know, I was part of a credit union here in New York, and they didn't have a bank in Vegas. So he's like, well, that's fine. Just take all your money out. We'll put it in a bank here.
Woo!
I know. So it's his bank. It's his bank. It's
Well,
his
I get
whatever.
it. I get it.
And he basically was like, okay, I know someone who works at this particular bank. We'll set you up with an account here.
That's what he.
And put my money in this account. He gives me like a bank card. He said, this is your address. It was like a post office box or whatever. You'll get all the statements here. I get the bank.
So you didn't even go to the bank and get the account information and get your own checks or your own debit card or your own. You didn't get any of that. You just gave it all to him to figure out on your own. She's almost 30, y'all. I mean, I can make her young and I can make her immature and naive, but I can't make her just under 30 years old. She ain't 19, 20. This woman's 27 years old, 27, 28 years old. And she doesn't know how bank accounts work. And why it's so important that everybody doesn't have all your information. And you closed down your own account and moved it to his bank and didn't even open it yourself. Shut up, Lunar Brain. Lunar Brain says she must have one of Sylvia's master's degrees.
Bank card. I go to the ATM. I couldn't withdraw any money. And I have my money in it.
Look at Gigi having a heart attack.
Listen, it's horrible. I'm surprised, honestly, sometimes that I'm here. Because, one, I could have killed him. I could have killed myself. You know what I mean?
Killed you.
No, I don't think
I wouldn't
so.
put it past him.
Listen.
I wouldn't put anything past him.
I definitely would have put up a fight. Okay?
Right.
Because throughout
Why
our
do you think you
relationship.
were so vulnerable at that time? Like,
His name
what
is
was going on
Aaron
with you
Nichols.
personally
Wait a minute.
that I feel like you wanted this to be something that it wasn't?
I mean, I was in love before. And I remember what that was like. So I wanted to do whatever to kind of get
You
to that
had
point.
to be in love with him. You did fall.
It wasn't the same type of love that I had prior to that. So I'd
that
been.
electric-
I'm sorry. I thought because he had different names, right? So his name was Nick. So they called him Nick, right? So his name is Aaron Nichols. Aaron Nichols. I thought his name was Nick Carter or Nick something, she said. But I think he used different names or something. Okay. So his name is Aaron Nichols. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what that
Now,
was.
Jen, prior to him taking your Range Rover, did he try to get you to do things that felt weird? That like, was he trying to get you to do anything, like invest in something or
Yeah.
lend him money?
Huh?
Prior to him taking my Range Rover, wait, I'm trying to think of the
Huh?
time. No, absolutely. This was prior to, because I wouldn't have
Nick
given him
Clark.
after that.
That's what I thought
So
she said.
prior to him taking my Range Rover, we, because he claims to be a real estate broker and, not a real estate broker, I'm sorry, investor and a car broker.
You got to fucking be kidding me. This man claimed to be an investment broker. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? You have got to be kidding me. It's too much. Miss Pisces, it's too much. This is way too much. Dimbo said, Jennifer is stupid. Don't tell me no more about this. Wait a minute. Say, Jay, you said, I grew up watching my mom reconciling her checking account. My mom handled all of her business. I watched her. Let me tell you something. I was going to say something, too, about the fact that she didn't understand how, how important it is to keep your bank records to yourself, and that just giving some man some money all willy-nilly and he coming back and giving you a debit card or whatever. No. Like, you don't understand how that's not right. And you're almost 30. And then I said, well, let me stop. Because, see, I knew how to deal with my bank accounts and stuff at 17, 18 years old. I was going to say 16. That might be younger than, I don't think I had a checking account at 16. See, it's not like is now. Okay, we're talking back in 1986. I didn't have a checking account. I don't think. Had savings accounts, but I don't think I got a checking account right away. But and then I was gonna say, well, I knew how to reconcile my bank account, and I knew how to function and what you're supposed to do and not do. But I did work for a bank, so like I was in Inroads. Are you guys familiar with Inroads? And they would, I interned with a bank while I was in college and stuff. So we'd work every summer at the bank, and actually during the school year, I even had like a part-time gig at a bank. So I worked at banks, so I understood better. So I have to, maybe most of what I learned on my own. Maybe that's the deal. And when I say on my own, I mean because of my involvement, with the program, whatever. But maybe that's how I knew. But I don't know how at damn near 30 you don't know more, because that doesn't make sense to me. But it is what it is. Okay, let's listen.
So I had been talking to him about real estate because it was something that I was like, okay, yeah, like, I know it's lucrative. I would, get into it, but I just don't know enough, and I don't have enough time to like manage all of these things. And he was like, oh yeah,
Jen, what are you doing? Jen doesn't have any time, but she has nothing going on. Jen, you only film that show about 3 months out the year. What you doing the rest of the time? We don't see no brands out here being promoted. Why are you so busy? That is exactly how they be taking your ass, Jen, because they know you're lazy. They know you don't even want to sit down and learn how to manage your own shit. And so you turn your shit over to these motherfuckers thinking that they are going to bring you back a bag instead of you being responsible for getting your own bag. This is precisely why that man was able to take that car. That's precisely why this man is going to take everything else. He gonna have you so fucked up financially, Jen, if you don't get the hell out of here. Girl, if you don't leave this man alone. Ooh. Okay, let's listen.
Oh, it's a great thing to do, and blah blah blah. And he was like telling me about some of his investments, which were all bullshit.
Right.
So he was like,
so well, that's all bullshit, but you don't hear bullshit when you over there talking to that little light-skinned little boy over there that's old enough to be your grandson. Sis, you don't pick up on the bullshit there? Okay, let's listen.
yeah. So no, we had that conversation, and I would say probably a couple weeks later, he was like, hey, I found this great opportunity, blah, blah, blah. I guess it was like flipping a house, whatever. And for me, I was like, okay, I really wasn't trying to get into the logistics. I was just like, okay, what's the end result? Like, what am I going to make here? Right. So he was like, oh yeah, you'll triple your money or whatever it was he said that sounded appealing to me. And I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. I'll do it. And so the first one, he was like, okay, it's 25,000 or something like that. And I was like, okay, well, if I'm gonna make 100,000, that sounds like a win to me, Did that. And then he was like, okay, well, it's gonna take a couple months, which I assumed,
So you gave him 25,000.
I gave him 40,000.
Okay.
And this was before he took my Range Rover. Mm-hmm. So, but again, it was, this is a good deal. It's a real estate. And this
No, it sounds like a good deal, but you didn't get anything back on it.
No, I'm in a deficit. Let's be clear.
Okay.
I'm out of 40,000 in a Range Rover.
Girl.
Yes.
Sheesh, girl. That really, but it's hard because you trusted him.
Yes.
You felt like he was this investor. You feel like, okay, I want to take a risk and have my money make some money. I understand that. Did you have an attorney or any type of paperwork?
No, and so I have to say this, right? Because I know people kind of don't really understand how this happens.
Yeah.
But if you're in a relationship with someone, what you're going to be is trusting, right? And so I think for me, I've never dealt with someone of this nature.
Right.
And
It's never happened to you before.
No, never happened to me before. And I don't know, I just always kind of thought that people were genuine like me.
No, to be honest, if it's a guy and I'm dating him and I trust him, I wouldn't even ask him for no paperwork. I'll give him the
Not
money.
me. I'm like,
No, like now obviously it's different,
Okay,
right?
I mean, after having this conversation, it might be.
Yeah.
but this is why this is important. Honestly,
No,
this is why this is
absolutely.
important.
So even like with him not telling
So
me his
I
real
understand.
name, with him not telling me his real name, how would I know that? Like you don't meet someone, start dating them, and be like, "Let me see your
ID."
license,"
Right.
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 or you know they pay.
Yeah, but if we're together, you're going to see their name on mail. If you're over to his house, you see packages, you see mail. You ain't gotta be looking for it, but it's probably gonna be right there. It's gonna be pretty obvious. How does he introduce himself to other people? I don't know. I think that there might be a way. I have never gone to look to see what a man. But see, here's the thing. This is the difference between me and somebody like this. I don't typically just meet people randomly and start dating them. Not me. I'm trying to think, what's the last time I dated somebody I just met? I don't know how to say this without sound crazy. But what I will say is every person I've ever met, I knew somebody else who knew them too. And even if I didn't know the person personally, or someone I knew personally didn't know them, they may have some level of notoriety, which means I can look them up and I can figure out some details about them. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying they were all big stars. I'm saying that there's another way in which I can at least get some foundational information about who the person is. Why? Because I don't trust motherfuckers like this. That's it and that's all. Best Howard's my home. Thank you so much for the super chat. Jen can't see the red flags because she not using her eyes or her ears or her fingertips. She ain't nothing. She don't want to. She don't want to use none of it because she doesn't really want to know, if you ask me. I see she was wearing her contacts back here. She hadn't given them up yet. I bet Christian told her to let them motherfuckers go. Anyway, okay. But thank you, Bell Towers, my home. Miss Principal, thank you so much for the super chat. I always ask, what is the name of your... Now, what is the name on your birth certificate? Not your nickname. Honey, I need to know who you know and how you know who I know. And then I'm going to call who I know to see how they know you and if you really know who I know and if they really know who you are. I'm going to do... I don't like just meeting no random strangers. I need somebody to know this motherfucker. I need somebody to know his ass. Now, I mean that. Somebody got to know his ass. Thank you, Miss Principal. Otherwise, I'm leery. I'm leery as hell. Okay? I'm leery as hell. Okay, let's listen.
For a bill, and
believe
you're
that's his
looking at the
name.
credit card receipt or looking at their credit card. Because I wouldn't want someone to do it to me, right?
But
So
but
I
you're
never-
different. People could, they know that's
Exactly.
who you are.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I know people say, oh, meet somebody, see who they are. But I do feel like it is important to like Google people,
now,
just in general, just putting that out there as we're talking about these things for anybody listening. When you are dating somebody, and I always do feel like I don't care, like, because I've done business deals with people that have gone left. There's not nobody I've dated. But like any type of deal can go left. And so if somebody cares about you and you're in a relationship and you want to do a deal together, the best thing to do,
Contracts and paperwork.
is to make sure.
Leave
But
it out.
that probably wouldn't have mattered with him anyway, honestly. Like as somebody
So-
who's a con artist, even if you had paperwork,
Right.
he wouldn't give
What
a
I tell people is this. You also have to remember that this man is a con artist. And not only is he a con artist, but he's been doing this for decades.
Right.
So, like, Angela, you've been on the radio for how long?
shit. 18 years.
Okay.
Decades.
So almost 2 decades, right? So I would like to say she's almost an expert in what she does. Obviously,
Same
she's
for him.
amazing. She's got her own show.
thank
Like,
you.
you know what I mean? So when you do something for an extended almost 2 decades, you're damn near
Yeah,
expert
no, he's
in
an
what
expert
you're
con
doing.
artist.
So
Exactly.
he studies his craft.
Yeah.
Just like an actor. They study their craft, they win Emmys. So this man knows what vulnerabilities and how to play on people's emotions.
Exactly.
Because a whole
Exactly
lot of
what
people
to
started
say.
sending messages. Once you put your story out there, people were reaching out to me. I was like,
Right.
Excuse me? What you say, Jen? What you say they study you? Isn't that what I've been saying? I've said this about Nesto. I've said this about him, about Christian. These guys, they study you. They can smell your vulnerability, your thirstiness. They can detect it. And they use that to their advantage. And you know this, Jen. But yet you let this little boy come and swindle you out of your whole life and your reputation. Girl.
yeah.
And so I'm going to tell you, so I didn't feel electricity because I wanted Mona to finish her story. But when I met him at the St. Regis in Atlanta. I was there for Tanisha's birthday.
I was there for Notori's wedding. Shout out to Notori.
And so,
For those who don't know, the St. Regis is one of the, if not the best hotel in Atlanta. Like,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Top
5-star.
5-star, yeah.
He's going to put himself in those circles. He's
And I
going
like
to
the
present
Waldorf.
himself a certain
Yeah.
way.
Right. So,
It's like the Four
Exactly.
Seasons, the St. Regis,
Yeah.
the Waldorf.
The Ritz, you know?
the Thompson, that's the new one.
So I'm at the bar. We're at the bar. We're having drinks.
It's lit over there.
I'm not really paying attention. I'm on my phone. He walks up. He tells the bartender, "Oh, get them what they want, whatever drinks they want." So it kind of intrigued me because I'm not used to men just coming up and saying they'll pay for whatever without wanting a conversation.
Game.
Like they always want to talk about something, what's your
Linger
number,
around and all
whatever.
that.
So I was like, "Oh," and then he left.
They can move.
Wow,
was
what
one
an
of his-
impression. Get whatever you want. I'm not even going to harass you.
It's
Right.
game. It's
Right.
What they want.
So then when he
Yeah, that
comes
is
back,
intriguing. That is intriguing.
right, you're like, "Wait, who's this?" You know what I mean?
guy.
And he's tall, right?
He's handsome.
he's
Right,
I will
'cause-
not take that from him. He's definitely like he's handsome. Now I think he's
disgusting.
Right.
Yes, definitely.
But you know, when you first look at him, you're like, okay,
Both
he's
men
a
and
nice
women like
looking
him.
guy. You know, yeah,
Definitely
we'll get to
emphasize the
that.
men part.
So I was intrigued, and when he came back like later on, he was like, oh, you know, are y'all good? Whatever. So Tanisha goes and embarrasses me, and she's like, she pulls out like Instagram. She's like, you know who she is? I'm like,
Oh my God.
He knew who you were. That's
already-
game anyway. He knew.
already-
Because
That's one of our
the
friends from high
things- yes,
school.
another
Yes.
trick he
You were
does,
already.
and I've
And
learned
he's
this from
like,
being around
no,
him,
no, like,
is you
I
treat
don't know.
you
You
treat
know, like, he's
somebody like
like
they're
a-
nobody,
like her, yeah, like
and
a-
nobody like they're somebody.
Okay.
So again, that's what he does. It was game. He knew who you were.
So
Then
anyway,
it's like, wow, he don't even know me.
He knows you.
Okay.
No.
He just think I'm fly.
He
Just
was
off the
lying.
strip.
You are fly,
I
but
was
he knew.
like, okay, like,
Right.
but I hate when people do that because I'm not that person at all. You know what I mean? So anyway, we exchanged numbers, and he started texting. He was like, oh, you know, like I got a table across the street at Regent, whatever. But she didn't want to go there. It was her birthday, and I was like, yeah, like we're not gonna end up coming, whatever. So the next day, he was like, hey, do you want to go to lunch? And I'm like, all right, you know, I'm in Atlanta, I'm single, like, you know, let me go to lunch. So we went to Houston's, and we sat at Houston's at the bar for hours and just like talked.
That's cute. You had to finish it.
Girl, you know she has course.
That's my favorite.
Right.
And we
Yes, he took her to Houston. You know what? If he's rocking like that, I'm gonna need him to take me somewhere I can't go by myself. I mean, he out here buying drinks all willy nilly. Take me somewhere super nice. I can get Houston's my damn self. But you see how easily impressed she was? That's some Nesto shit. She was easily impressed by the fact that he sent drinks and didn't need to talk. Jen, it happens, okay? It happens. But he knew that was a compliment to you, and simple bitches like compliments. I'm just saying. You felt intrigued. You felt like, oh, he don't want to, oh. No, maybe you didn't see it as a compliment. Maybe you saw it as like, oh, he's not impressed with me. Who is he? Kind of thing. I don't know. Girl. But anyway.
Just talking, but what I realized is that he was just trying to get information about me, right? Because
Sure.
I love to talk. I think face-to-face communication, like you'll definitely win me over.
And you know what? We love when men ask us questions and are interested. You know,
Right.
it's like,
And
wow,
again,
he's really.
again, I have to remind you guys,
Intuitive.
he's been doing this for 2 decades. He
Right.
studies his craft. He knows what to do. He knows
With
how
the
to lure
ass.
women in and men. So,
She said it.
Do you hear this? This is the shit I'm talking about that I heard. He knows what to do. He knows what to say. He knows how to lure in women and men. You met him at the hotel. You met him at the hotel, at the bar. Let me find out. Kiki. Where's Alteria? Kiki. If you still ain't here, can you tell me if you can find out where was Armani working? Did he work at the St. Regis? Maybe I just heard bar and I got carried away. Maybe she didn't say he met her. He didn't meet her through the bartender. So let me take that off of Armani. But I am curious. Did Armani work at that same hotel? That's the part I need to know. Is that where he worked? I don't know. Okay. Hit the like button, y'all, please. Thank you.
She said amen. I mean, that's when he really would back down when you start bringing that up.
This was a trigger for me. So my ex-husband was a Cancer. My boyfriends after him have been a Cancer. One is in jail.
Shout out to Eric, who's on the farm right now.
You know what?
Right.
And another one that's in jail.
Okay. Oh yeah, Tim Norman.
Yeah.
He's a Cancer too?
Yes.
You might want to stay away
Girl,
from
my
that.
boyfriend is a Cancer.
What is Christian's birthday? Let me look this up. When are Cancers? Let me look this shit up. Let's see. Cancer. Zodiac. That's June 21st to July 22nd. Ain't he? What'd you say, Kiki? I'm not sure because he works several high-end locations. Oh, he worked at Nobu, but I thought Nobu was Nobu's a restaurant. I thought he worked at a hotel at the bar. No? Okay, so wait a minute. What is Christian's birthday, y'all? His birthday is he a Cancer too? Okay, wait, what? When's his birthday? He posted on Instagram about his birthday being around, January 26th. So he's a Aquarius then. Okay. Wait, he's a Gemini. What does this say? He posted on Instagram about his birthday. Wait a minute. Wait, and then this says his wife, Jennifer Williams, posted birthday wishes for him in June 2024. Right, because his birthday was during the time. No, he worked at the Bar Noble. Okay. But wait, he's not a Gemini, y'all. This is saying two different things, but it looks like they're saying Jen said something about happy birthday, but that was in June of 2024. What is his Cancer? June of 2024. He might be a Cancer too. Oh, he's June 13 or 14. Child, he's just a week from being a Cancer then, Kiki. This girl love Gemini is early June. Okay, late May, early June. Okay. Oh, y'all saying that's why people think he a Gemini. Okay. So y'all, okay, so it sounds like he might be a Gemini. Mm-hmm. Well, that makes sense too. Got that fucking twin personality and shit. His is close to Father's Day. He don't speak to his, and he ain't worth a damn to his kids. He's I bet that's the worst Father's Day ever over there fucking with him. Golly. He don't fuck with his dad, and he don't fuck with his kids. Anyway, okay, let's listen, y'all.
I'm scared.
Wait a minute. So I was like,
You were Gemini.
Okay.
I don't know.
Cool. Yeah.
so I said to myself, cancers are really attracted to me. And I was like, wow, this is going so amazing. I need to ask him his birthday. Because if he says he's a Cancer, I'm running out of here. Right?
Oh, wait, June
And I was like,
18th.
hey, so when's your birthday? And he said, December 28th.
You're like, woo.
And I like,
Capricorn like me. I mean,
I
not.
froze and I got goosebumps.
Why?
And I was like, and he's like, what's wrong? And I didn't really know how to take it or what to read into it, or like, it just was very odd because I had never met anyone with that birthday. And that was the day that my mother passed away.
Oh.
And so when I said that, I
I
think
wonder if that was his real birthday. I wonder if he hadn't by this time already hey Delicate Dale, how are you? I'm wondering if he hadn't already figured out who she was and knew that that would be a soft spot for her. Of course, how would it not have been a soft spot, right? That's her mother. Oh, wait a minute. Delicate Dale said I'm a Gemini. My mom was a Gemini. Bell Towers, my home says, but he do fuck with Armani. He does? This guy? The older guy? This other guy? Okay. Are we on? Are you sure? That's too much. Oh my God. Okay, let's listen.
antennas went off for him because he knew, okay, like,
That's how I can
now
how to
I
get her.
know how to. And for me, you can't put an expiration on grief. And so my mom and I were very close. Angela knows this. And so I think I'm always looking for a connection to my mother. And so when he said it, I didn't know, like, I was like, is it too good to be true? Like, I didn't know what it was.
Yes.
But we're sitting here, we're having this conversation. It had been hours. It just was effortless. And I was like, okay, maybe this is something that's meant to be.
Yeah.
And he really played into
Because one, I'm a hopeless romantic, and two, I'm looking for that connection to my mother.
that. Right.
Wow.
And she done put it out here again. I wonder if what did Christian use as a part of that? How did he use that? I wonder.
Oh, Lord, girl.
Sorry, I didn't mean to like.
No.
It's okay.
It's fine. It's
I
a.
almost felt myself tearing up, so I had to.
But you know, I also look at it like this. Even with this experience, you might have been the person, you ladies, to help a lot of other people. Because this is something like, think about it. Mona, like years ago, posted about this and probably thought nothing was ever going to happen. And there's a lot of people who came forward that's like, I'm never going to see justice from this person. And that's something that will like tear at you forever. But now this happened to you, somebody who has a platform, somebody who was like, okay, this is what we're about to do. We're going to do a whole documentary and give everyone a chance to speak their piece, and also try to make sure, because you did file charges against him, right?
Yes, I went to the police station. I did the police report, but it's not up to me. It's what they investigate, what they find to file charges. So, you know, it's very difficult for victims of love fraud crimes because one, you're already devastated, you're emotionally drained and financially drained. And so it takes a lot.
And it's embarrassing.
It's definitely embarrassing.
Right? Like, I think.
And this is what we can say about Nesto's clients, like Melanie Scretchen in particular. He took her car. He said he was going to upgrade her. He takes her money. He leaves her with an ambulance to drive, only for that to fall apart. If you are new to this channel and you don't know what I'm talking about, there's another story that we follow around here, and it is pertaining to Shirley Strawberry of the Tom Joint. Jesus. Shirley Strawberry of the Steve Harvey Morning Show. She is one of the co-hosts to Steve Harvey, and her ex-husband's name is Ernest Williams. We call him Nesto, and Nesto is a sweetheart swindler. And this is how he moved. And one of his victims in particular, he, was, swindling her, met her out. She was a hustler. She was a teacher. and she sold Mary Kay. He met her as she had a table outside of a store or something. He told her he could help her with her social media. Next thing you know, they're talking. Next thing you know, they're fucking. Next thing you know, he done talked her out of her car, telling her that she can get a he can help her upgrade her car. That's going to be better for her profile, as far as, it's going to attract more in different clients to her. So she turns over her fucking car to him, thinking that he was selling it for her and was getting her a new car. Well, she was without her old car, didn't have a new car. So he brought over an ambulance. I said it. He brought her an ambulance to drive. She had I think her son was autistic. She had an autistic son. So she had a special needs child. She was a teacher. She had to get back and forth to work and wherever else because she has this child. And Nesto left her without her car, without her money, and then brought over an ambulance for her to drive. And she was driving her son to school, and the ambulance broke down, and she had to walk with her. Can you imagine? Let's just go here before we go anywhere. Can you imagine driving an ambulance back and forth to work and to drop your child off at school? I just want to start there. Just there. Let's just start there. Okay. Can you imagine driving an ambulance to the grocery store? Driving an ambulance. Can you imagine driving an ambulance? Because I cannot. I cannot. But she had to drive it. And then the audacity that the ambulance breaks down while she's driving, she and her young disabled son. Oh, God. Can y'all imagine this shit? My God, my God, my God. Oh, okay. Bell Towers Mahone, thank you so much for the super chat. So you said, if she can file charges for being scammed, why can't Mr. Christina Marilyn Monroe Armani's man Gold Williams victims not report him? That's what I'm saying. And she's even laying out how these types of men work and how they study you and that they're investors and they may say that they're doing this, that, and the other. But she still, after all this, she still doesn't want to admit that maybe, just maybe, she fucked up where Christian was concerned. Jen, you making me, this is why you got me over here looking at you like, are you a part of this process? Are you a scammer? I don't understand it. All right, let's listen. Thank you, Bell Towers Mahone.
A lot of people will tell you it's embarrassing.
That's why a lot of people will take their L in silence and keep it moving. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, if you do that, you give them power because then they can go do it to the next person.
But it's also really hard to get justice even if you speak out.
Absolutely.
I mean, like, I definitely, when I was younger, had an incident where I was trying to get this car. And my brother hooked me up with this guy. I gave him $8,000 cash because he said he was a car dealer and never
saw your money
in
the car.
And I tried to do. I talked to the DA. The assistant DA contacted me, but it's really hard when things like this happen to even get justice.
No, it is, and it's emotionally draining, and it takes a lot of time, and you really have to be relentless because they're like, whatever, it's just another case. Like, they don't care. They have a million cases, and again, it's not like
it's not a violent
somebody.
crime.
It's not a violent crime, so it's not at the top of their list.
Like, you have to really hire a private investigator to try to get anything. And then what sucks is that he's still in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm. And still doing
He's
this.
still
And
doing
still
it.
And still doing this.
You guys got a lot of people to come forward and tell their story.
Oh, my DMs, girl.
And people are still coming
were juicy.
Yeah.
And this is
And he's still doing it. Kind of like Christian in the email we came across that just in February of last year, a little less than a year ago, he was still doing it, even though he said he wasn't going to be doing it anymore. So,
years in the making. Like this was almost 2 years ago that you sent out this message and made people aware, and people are still 2 years later coming forward telling their stories.
And what really made him back down that day when all this stuff was, because then he posted some like fake messages, you know, like from him and Jennifer talking about basketball wives, and she was like going in on it, but it was like very clearly fake. Because I'm like, why would he be gossiping with you?
Yeah.
And you're just,
And I don't even do that with guys that I'm dating. Like I
don't think he did that. Remember, he's not alone in this. The same way he had the cousin and the sister or whatever. There are women that are supporting him.
Yeah,
no, his baby
multiple baby mamas are involved.
But what I will say, what made him,
You mean like Christian's auntie and uncle and friends are supporting him? Girl.
back down was when the guys that he slept with.
When I started posting them DMs that the gay men were hitting me, like, oh yeah, I met him on Jacked. We were at this address in Jonesboro. I have pictures of him naked in bed. And
Now, Auntie Christina, I don't know if that was you in the comment section. And I've never met Christian in person, but the things in which I've heard in the past sound just suspect as hell. And this woman seems to have a way of attracting a certain type. And it sounds like every time I hear the type of people she attracts, it sounds like she keeps attracting the same dude over and over and over again. Now, I don't know if this Nick guy, I don't know if he had a tattoo of Marilyn Monroe on his leg. But baby, if I saw it on anybody's leg, I'm going to look at them weird. But especially a black, straight male. I'm going to be very, that's going to confuse the hell out of me. It's going to confuse me. But it seems like this ain't the first time one of Jen's men have been accused of scamming and fucking niggas. Look, all I know is Tim Norman got them childbearing hips over there. For all I know, he over there getting banged. They say he got a boyfriend in there. Now, that's alleged. I don't know if it's true. But they said some white man in there that said, no, and that he had a boyfriend outside of jail. That was his man, I guess, sending him stuff, whatnot. Baby, I don't give a damn what nobody says. I think Christian is gay. I don't know this to be the case. I'm just saying it all adds up to me. That's my opinion. It's my opinion. It's very odd. Just very odd. Let's listen. I want to go back on that part where she talks about these scammers. Hold on. Let's go.
And I don't even do that with guys that I'm dating. Like I
don't think he did that. Remember, he's not alone in this. The same way he had the cousin.
Hold on. And you say you don't even do that with guys you date. I believe that you be sitting right on over there right now talking about Evelyn and Alteria and anybody else involved in this case or on that show. I bet you sit right over there and talk shit to Christian about it. And he is fully engaged. Let's listen.
And the sister or whatever, there are women that are supporting him.
Yeah,
no, his multiple baby mamas are involved.
But what I will say, what made him back down was when the guys that he slept with.
When I started posting them DMs that the gay men were hitting me, like, oh yeah, I met him on Jacked. We were at this address in Jonesboro. I have pictures of him naked in bed. And I was posting all that shit.
Yes.
And that's when he was like, attorney, whoa.
Right.
That's when his attorney contacted Jamie, like, okay, he'll take this down because I'm like, okay, you want to play? Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Because my thing is, like, at that time, I had put the post up. We had did the Breakfast Club, which I had got threatened prior. He had reached out to Mona prior, trying to pay her off not to do the Breakfast Club.
How much he offer you?
Not enough. It's never enough. Unless he can pay me the amount
curious,
of money that I like to put up for those.
No, I agree with that. He owe you.
It's nothing. It's nothing.
Billion time owe you.
It's nothing. It's not even enough money to wear.
So yeah, I mean, I was getting threats, but prior to that, I had got threats. He had spoofed the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office and like called me and tried to like threaten.
I was concerned about you at that time. I was like, Jennifer, you can't be moving around by yourself, like.
And I'm so much a loner, but I have to say this, right? And I'm gonna say this on lip service, and I'm gonna say this on VH1, and I'm gonna say it for whoever. Like, if I get as much as a flat tire, there's going to be a problem because we know who did it. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not really concerned. I do have to be a little more cautious about moving around. And especially, I think after this documentary comes out, I might have to hire security, and I'm okay with that. But if anybody lays a finger on me, you know who did it.
Well, what about this upcoming court date that you have? How are you feeling about it?
So I have not seen him in forever, and I just feel like he feels like he's invincible. So I don't know if he's going to show up to court. It's an arraignment, so I believe that you have to be there, but I don't know that I have much faith in the court system because you have to think he's been arrested 66 times, probably way more than that now.
66 times.
It's probably closer to like 80 now because that
And
was
by
like
the
a
way,
while
this
ago.
man has ripped off his own family.
66 times. And you find all of this out at the end. 66 times. 66 times. Let me go back a little bit. I think Angela Yee is about to say that this man has scammed his own family, which doesn't surprise me. But let's listen.
And by
was
the
like a
way,
while
this
ago.
man has ripped off his own family members. You know, you had to be a special kind of.
Yes.
So for what kind of crimes
usually where it
did he get
starts.
arrested for all these times?
It could be anything. It could be, no proof of insurance. It could be fictitious tag. Remember I told you
Oh,
in Vegas,
scam
I
or
was
crime.
in like paper tag. It could be DUI. It could be anything. It could be any and everything.
So he's used to being arrested. I'm sure he's used to going to court. And what has come of it? Because he's still on the street scamming people. So, I mean, I don't really know that anything is going to happen with court, but I know that I'm going to be relentless. I'm going to hope for the best. But this is why I'm doing the documentary, because I can't depend on the justice system. What I can depend on is myself and bringing awareness to society and the community and women and men and letting them know that this man is out here scamming you. And for me, I just want to do this to just have an impact. And if
Can
I
we put
can
his
save
face on
one person,
billboards?
absolutely.
Good, yeah.
She wants to make an impact. It would be so much more impactful if you stopped fraternizing with scammers. Stop dating them and then marrying them and then turning your blind eye towards all the scamming they continue to do. Oh, I was washing clothes, sorry.
Yeah.
When
yeah.
for the documentary, we should put his face on billboards.
Yep.
Scam.
Yep.
If you
Because
see
he
this-
keeps changing his name. So you can Google his name. But if he's going to come up with something
And then behind
completely
it, you should
different,
have all the
Bunch of
names.
aliases. Yeah.
Right.
All the
Right.
aliases behind it and his picture.
A ticker
picture.
with all the names.
Scam likely.
Right.
Yes.
So for me, I have to do this because I said, if it's the last thing I do before I leave this earth, I'm going to let people know that this man is a menace to society.
What would you say? Do you want to run into him personally? Like, would you be nervous? What do you think that would be like?
I think probably initially I would be nervous, but I do. I would actually love to have a conversation with him, and I would love to ask him, like, what is your psyche? How did you scam your own father?
Who
How do you
raised you?
sleep at night?
TK Kirk.
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like what?
I would love to help you find him because I'll come to Atlanta and we will. You know where he lives,
Do
right?
not
Does he
tell me
still
what a
live?
good time. Yes, and
Okay.
he still lives there, from what I understand.
Okay, I'm fine with that. I'll come to Atlanta. I'm there all the time.
Well,
I'll
let's-
make a trip.
Let's go find him.
Does he still go to the St. Regis?
Probably.
Yeah, you know what? Somebody, my makeup
shark.
artist told me
He's
that
up there hunting.
she saw him at the St. Regis, and I know. So here's the thing: when I'm out of town, when I'm in LA working, that's when he comes out a little bit more. And so a friend of mine is a bartender at the Garden Room, which is in the St. Regis,
yes.
and he's been spotted there several times.
He should
But
be
I'm in
there.
LA,
He knows
You
his
gotta
schedule.
start. You
Yeah.
gotta start
He's
posting like
stalking
there
you.
when you're not there, and
Yeah.
that's how you'll catch him.
right?
You gotta be like,
even
off to
when he's
LA,
out-
like at home.
right? But people that have seen him out in Atlanta too, they're like, he's always like looking real sketchy, like ducked off in a corner.
Yeah.
So
We'll find him.
He
'Cause
did it to the wrong one.
He know he on the. See, he used
Right.
to be under the
He's
radar.
probably so scared to
Now
run
he
into
know.
you.
He's not though. He's still out there. He's still like hiding in
outside.
plain sight. Because again, there are people that are coming forward now, even after Breakfast Club, even after all of this, that are like, oh, he explained it away as though this is just a bitter ex. Like, oh, there's something different. It's a misunderstanding, and he's able to
yeah.
charm them right out of some money.
he's famous for that. Oh, she's just bitter. She wants to be with me. Like, not in a million years.
Yeah, we're over it.
Like, no.
What if Jelani
Absolutely
runs
not.
into him?
You know what?
What?
So dumb.
What? It's a real question.
Listen, I know a lot of people that want to run into him.
Run over him.
Run over him.
Now, okay, now I gotta ask you this. Was there ever any, for both of you ladies, indication to you that he liked men as well?
When I was with him, I didn't get that.
Okay.
But after, we finally ended, and I told you that baby mama contacted me. When we were kind of comparing notes, she talked about some things that they would do intimately that he and I never did.
She was strapping up.
She was strapping up.
Pegging.
Now, Angela Yee, is it inappropriate for you to be asking about this man's sexuality? Angela Yee, who he sleeps with, does it have anything to do with his scamming? Huh, Angela Yee? Now, Angela Yee, I consider you to be a journalist, and you've been at this thing a lot longer than me. But is it appropriate that we associate sexuality with this type of crime? Huh? I'm just asking. Because I feel like it's a valid question. Remember, Jen said men and women have been scammed by him, and he talks to men and women. He knows how to talk to men and women to get what he wants. Do you remember Thomas was over here, a gay black man who knew Christian very well and was under the impression that Christian is gay, or at a minimum that he's bisexual. Evidently, who he's fucking matters. I know you put something in my comment section. If that's you. But I think asking who this Negro sleeps with and likes to sleep with is very relevant to the conversation. Hence, why Angela Yee is asking about this other nigga that she's never seen or met. But I have at least seen and talked to the one I'm talking about, and everything about him makes me ask the same damn question. So let's hear the question again, and then the answer that followed. Let's see.
Be so scared to
Now
run
you
into
know.
you.
He's not though. He's still out there. He's still hiding in
outside.
plain sight. Because again, there are people that are coming forward now, even after Breakfast Club, even after all of this, that are like, oh, he explained it away as though this is just a bitter ex. Like, oh, there's something different. It's a misunderstanding, and he's able to charm them right out of some money.
He's famous for that. Oh, she's just bitter. She wants to be with me. Like, not in a million years.
Yeah, we're over it.
That's what I'm saying. They always say that too, don't they? V the one said the jokes write themselves at this point. Don't they? They write themselves at this point. Bell Towers Mahomes said that's what the ladies should have been asking before they started dating them. Hey, Pen Pal. I agree. I think these are all valid questions. But, okay. And I bet, what's funny? Jen, think about it. When y'all over here talking about Natalia, when y'all be over there talking about the baby mamas, when y'all be over there talking about that young lady who jumped off that damn balcony, does your man be saying that they're just jealous? Huh? Does your man say that they just want to be with him? Because I bet he done said it at least once about one of them. They're bitter. They're just mad I left them. Jen, that man left from Natalia's bed and came straight to yours. You don't see nothing wrong with that? You 20-some years older than this boy.
Like, no.
What if
Absolutely
Jelani runs
not.
into him?
You know what?
What?
So dumb.
What? It's a real question.
Listen, I know a lot of people that want to run into him.
Run over him.
Run over him.
Now, now I gotta ask you this.
Huh?
Was there ever any, for both of you ladies, indication to you that he liked men as well?
Angela
When I was with
Yee.
him, I didn't get that. But
How dare you ask that question, Angela Yee? What relevance does that have?
after, we finally ended and I told you that baby mama contacted me, when we were kind of comparing notes, she talked about some things that they would do intimately that he and I never did.
She was strapping up.
She was strapping up.
Pegging.
She was
That
strapping
is
up.
so
She was
crazy
strapping
to
up.
me.
Pegging
I'm
is
like,
All of that.
what?
So I was like, I knew nothing about pegging. I'm not the strap chick.
Wait, is that
That's
the
not me.
terminology?
Yeah,
Yes.
pegging. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
I knew
shit, I
nothing
never
about
heard
that.
that.
So, she had done that with him. That was not my thing. So
Ooh.
I kind of was like, so when the man came forward, I was kind of like, all right,
surprised.
not surprised at all. Not
Because you already knew that.
When the men. Here's the other thing. I can't imagine that multiple gay niggas could pull the wool over my eyes. Maybe one good, talented, skillful, gay man could get past me. But golly, honey, I don't know how two could get past you. Two. And Jen over here like she wants us to believe that she don't see the Christian is suspect as fuck. Girl, make it stop. Let's listen.
So there's nothing he did, like, he never put a finger in his butt or anything, or he never did that.
It's like our nails
He
too much.
ain't
Yeah.
scoot the gooch on
Yeah, he
you.
never screwed it up.
No.
You never was down there, he was like, a little lower.
No.
No, and listen, when I learned of that, I was just mortified because you think like, damn, I've been like intimate with this man and he is clearly.
So yeah, I have this theory, and men hate when I say it, but I really feel like there's so many men out here that are down low, bisexual, and just are afraid to express themselves, like, and come
Because
out.
if women are men,
What does this have to do with this? Why are we talking about who this man be sleeping with? This ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I know y'all live in Atlanta. I know y'all all black and living in Atlanta. I know these is men. I know they scamming. I know they mainly be scamming women. And I ain't supposed to believe that these motherfuckers ain't pretending to be straight so that they can get next to these women so that they can steal their shit. Child, you better look at every angle. That's the problem now. Y'all don't want to look at every damn thing. That's the problem right there. Child. Bell Towers, my home, said, I have never known a straight man to have more gay men friends than straight. I have never. Look, I'm be honest, and I ain't trying to pick on CW, but CW was in here the other night saying she knows several straight men that watch the Real Housewives shows. I can't name one. I cannot name. The only straight men to ever watch these reality shows like the Real Housewives and Basketball Wives and all of that shit was a nigga I'm dating, and I am forcing him to watch it. I'm in charge of the TV in this second, and we want to be together, so we want to be right next to each other. So I'm going to watch my show, and he going to watch it with me. But if I'm not watching it, he ain't watching it. I don't know no straight black men who are this free and comfortable around a room full of gay black men. And I think you could probably go to several gay black men and they will talk about the fact that that black men and the community as a whole can be very homophobic. This ain't nothing I'm proud of. I'm not saying that it's wrong or that it's right for you. I'm not saying anything's wrong or right. I am saying that this is not normal. And if you don't see this as being a possibility, especially since you've been through it before and you learned that nigga was fucking niggas, make it make sense. Your nigga had more rhinestones on him than you had the day you got married. looking like fucking the broke ass Liberace. That's what he was giving. That whack ass, he looked crazy to me. That jacket was insanity. Okay? But I digress.
Are you saying?
Exactly. I feel like there's so many women like myself who is bisexual openly, and we can't be the only ones. Like it's a lot of them. I'm not pointing a finger or saying that most of them, but there are way more men that are touching on their homeboys than we know.
Because guys experiment too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I have my gay friends that tell me like they only date straight men, which doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, I have a lot of gay friends that be like, I only want them if they straight. I only want them if they got a baby mama or a wife. They don't want like other gay men.
The one thing that did
And
surprise
they
me when we first started this is the first guy we came across, because
The white dude?
But not only that, he just wasn't like aesthetically pleasing. Like, it'd be one thing if he was a cute gay guy. He's not even a
Yeah,
cute
but he's
gay
about
guy.
the money.
He's an ugly.
Yeah,
But he's
right.
about the money.
I know that's
Girl, what he looked like ain't got shit to do with what is in his pocket. That man don't give a fuck whether that man is cute or ugly. He want to know, is that damn bank account cute or ugly? That's the only thing he give a damn about what it look like, girl. You call up on the wrong thing. You confused about that? Ooh, Mrs. Pricey said Jen need to be tested every 6 months. My God, today. Jesus. Okay, we're getting towards the end. I didn't expect that we would watch this whole thing, but here we are. Okay, so let's finish.
He don't care if it's family
care who it
members.
is.
Right.
He don't care
He
if they
doesn't care.
He don't care if it's a man,
Exactly.
woman, blood, crip.
Race, gender, it doesn't matter. All he sees is dollar
Exactly.
signs.
That's
That's
So
it.
yes.
I know you're frustrated with the whole legal process, but since you filed the police report, has he been arrested?
Yes, he has been arrested. They finally charged him with theft by deception, and he got off on bond because it's COVID. And he does have a
Theft by deception. Is there a club? Do they all join the club down there in Atlanta and figure out who gonna steal this car when and who gonna get discharged then? And it's a lot of shit going on. This a lot. This a whole lot. It's just ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Okay. Miss Principal, thank you for the super chat. Child, I need a drink. This too much. I told you. I knew that. Ain't this shit had me like, what? When I was listening to it yesterday, I was like, the hell? Okay, but anyway, let's listen, child.
court date. So his first court date is he's going to be arraigned. And honestly,
Thank you, Ms.
these
Principal.
cases, they take a while. It's not like it's going to happen overnight.
We have
It's going
time.
to be, right. I have nothing but time. For me, I feel like I've waited this long. So however long it takes, I'm willing to wait out the process.
Could he potentially get jail time?
When you steal someone's car, that is a felony. And yes, that is one of the penalties.
I would love to go to court with you. I would love to like ride around Atlanta, go to his places, find him, go to court, see what it's like in court, be there to support you.
Please, I need all.
Is Angela Yee trying to become a courtroom blogger? Angela Yee, don't let me find out you want to come here, do a field trip, and go, not here, but go to Atlanta and do a field trip and then go run around to see where this man lives and where where they met, and then go to court and then come back and report. It's given courtroom blogger. It's given field trips and courtroom blogging. Okay. Sounds familiar, but okay.
The support I can get. I was just telling Mona, like, I'm so happy to have her because I feel like I'm not in this by myself. She knows what it's like. And I'm so grateful for the people that have been brave enough to come forward to, tell their story, because it's not an easy thing. And then you put a camera in somebody's face. It's already a difficult subject to talk about. And for Mona, this happened to her years ago, and she kind of has to relive everything over and over again. So I'm grateful, and I need as many soldiers as I can get. So for me, I'm not going to stop.
Because I think he wants to intimidate you guys.
Yeah.
And that's why I
Absolutely.
think it's dope to be able to go look for him.
Yeah, no, he
So I'm not
absolutely
scared?
wants to intimidate. But I think at this point, he knows that I'm not scared of you.
I'm not
I have
scared of
already
you.
exposed you. I'm going to continue to expose you. And I would love to run into him. I would love to run into him with cameras, no cameras. I just want to know, what the hell is your psyche? Like, how could you even sleep at night? How could you do this to your father? Like, let alone me, like, that's cool. But I feel like I am the spokesperson at this point for everybody that he's done this to.
Right.
And people have not been able to recover from the things that he's done to them. There is long, life-lasting effects.
I know there's people who have ruined their credit for him.
Yes.
Who have overextended themselves, who've suffered from depression, who've been suicidal.
It's honestly, it's horrible. Like Maria, this happened to her in 2004. And she lost her home. She had 2 kids. So it's like, it's not only am I like doing it for Maria, but it's for her kids. You know, you just like taking people's lives.
And he has a daughter that.
Do you hear how she is talking about this food that stole from her? How is that different than what these people have gone through, these 20 people who just got that default judgment? How about their children? How about their lives? How you know what they've been facing? You know, Needy is living out of a hotel, not by choice. Like, well, are we serious right now? Now you give a damn about this woman's kids, but you won't stand up to your husband you have right now and make him pay fucking child support for his own kids. You worried about Maria's kids, but you ain't worried about your husband's kids, because if you were, somebody would have paid the fucking child support. Somebody would have done it if they gave a damn. Make it make sense. Kiki said, thank you, VLenore, for supporting us. Abso-freaking-lutely. I'm going to be on the side of right. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's my pleasure. I'm so sorry you all had to go through this. I just think it's the hypocrisy. I don't get it. I don't understand what we're doing right now. Why has she forgotten about this interview?
I think her mom contacted
Dallas, right? And the mother
Beautiful,
contacted you as
talented,
well.
amazing young girl.
A scumbag.
And the mom.
And Dallas is a beautiful spirit. She is super talented, was on America's Got Talent. I think when she was on America's Got Talent, he reached out to her because
Finally,
now
after
he
how
saw
many
dollar
years?
signs.
Right. Oh, I commanded you.
Yeah, like, oh, I
He's
could be a manager.
disgusting.
But had seen her probably one other time prior to that.
In her whole life, and this is her dad.
Right.
And she would reach out and he would just,
Yeah.
yeah, no, he's absolutely disgusting. You got to find him.
I hate him.
You hear this? This nigga absolutely disgusting as a father, but Christian ain't. Jen, how many times you met the kids? How many Christmas gifts have you purchased for them? Did you send them anything before school started so they could get some new clothes? Make all this make sense, Jennifer, because I can't make it make sense, because what you're saying right now is some fuck shit. Because at the end of the day, even if you believe Christian is innocent as a scammer, he's lousy and trash as a daddy. And at a bare minimum, you know he owes what he owes for child support. You can come over here and argue with these people all day and night if you want to, even though it's very clear that this man promised them something and did not give them what he promised. But I really want us to think about, how do you justify this shit with these babies? How do you do that? Girl, all right. We down to like the last 10 minutes. We may not even get to the whole thing. We probably won't need to hear the whole
propose that
10
we go down there and try to run up on him.
I'm game.
You know, we got our phones
I'm
and
down.
everything.
Right now, I could go. I just need a ski mask.
No, I mean, because he does have to be exposed. Because the thing about it is that if we're quiet about this, he can continue to do this to other people. And my whole point in doing this is to help somebody.
Right.
And to save their bank account and their livelihood, because he's destroying people's lives.
I think this documentary is going to do a lot too. Honestly, like I know the process is not easy, and like you said, you're going to be repeating these stories, both of you, you know, over and over and over and over and over again, for people to hear it and understand it, because it is true. People will see the headline and be like, "That's stupid. How did they fall for that?" Or whatever. I don't believe them.
They need to understand we're not the only people.
Yeah, at all.
Because I know, just after you know you made your post, there were other women that came forward that had the exact same story as mine. They were removed from their families. He had them out in Vegas. He had them dancing, some of them the same time I did, and he was taking all of their money. You know, and these are women who didn't have that dancer past, that were just as green as I was, and they're afraid to come forward. Some of them even had children with him.
How did you recover with your family? Because that's important too. Like you said, it destroyed certain relationships with your father.
Right. I think honestly, you know, I wasn't, like, this is forcing me to be transparent. This is forcing me to tell my story because I didn't. They didn't know. And they probably won't necessarily know until it's aired. But what I did prepare them for with the Breakfast Club interview is that people are going to say some things about me. And I just want you to be prepared for that. And they were like, listen, we got your back, whatever it is.
That's great.
So I think that was the battery I needed in my bag, honestly.
Right.
Okay, let me say, Nosy said the last guy didn't include her in his scams, but Christina did. That's the difference. Yeah, I think she was more like a showpiece, you know, for him, like, you know, to give him more, it put more stock in who he was as an individual. If people think, oh, well, Jim must be cool with him, so he must be okay. He's on national television. You know, you're not going to necessarily believe that someone would be on TV every week or be associated with someone on TV every week, only to find out that they're scamming people in real life and used that venue to scam more people. Lita said she's making sure that she's seen as a victim so that she won't be looked at as a co-conspirator. For who? Or a scammer herself. Now, in this case, you think that's what she was doing? Okay. I don't know that. I honestly feel like she felt scammed and she wanted to come deal with this, right? I mean, that's what I believe about this. But I don't understand this next guy. So when you get with Christian, make that make sense. How at this point she's not giving victim. Now she gonna have to turn that victim thing on real quick here and come out here and admit to finding some shit and didn't know that some shit was happening or whatever. I'm gonna need you to do that, because otherwise, sis, I don't really know how you justify being with this man. I don't get it. Because right now you look like you have turned a blind eye, Jen, to what this man has had going on and how he put a woman in a hotel to live out of, how people don't have their savings and money they invested with you, trusting you. I mean, baby, you can't make this make sense. But more so than anything, can you tell me why you ain't paid your child support? I mean, $3,000 a month, that ain't shit for somebody who is worth $6, $5, and $10 million. But okay, we at the end, y'all.
So. Right. And like I always tell her, I'm super appreciative of her, and just because she's been there with me, like riding, and this it gets dark and it gets lonely and you want to give up. And I've had some of the victims, you know, send me messages and DM, and they're like, Jennifer, please don't give up. Keep your foot on his neck. And that keeps me going. And then, you know, having conversations with her, because it gets frustrating and you get discouraged because it's like, you're screaming this from the mountaintops, and he's been arrested, and you know certain things have happened where it's like it's clearly laid out for you. Like, what can't you see? Why is this man still walking around? So I think,
do you hear this? Do you hear this, lady? Y'all, I'm sorry to be yelling like that, but honestly, this is how I respond to shit in real life. And when I tell you, I was like, what? What is going on here? Oh, Aunt Natty says she knows he threw that girl off the balcony. She knows he ain't shit. He definitely locked her ass out on the balcony at a minimum. That he did do. That's in the court transcripts. I don't get it. I just don't understand these people. Thank you. Bell Towers, my home, says she shouldn't be mad at Alteria boot prints. Altera's boot prints being on Mr. Christina's neck then. Y'all been saying Altera's name wrong. You don't say the I. Altera. Okay. I'm trying to get in the habit of saying it the right way. Okay. Ain't nothing worse than letting people say your name wrong forever. Then they gotta turn around and learn it right. But yeah, Altera's boots, her stiletto, stay on that nigga neck. Okay? Stay on that nigga neck.
The problem is in the Black community, this is something we don't talk about because we are very prideful.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to feel like, they got scammed or somebody took advantage of them. And we don't talk about it.
Yeah, because we see a lot of documentaries, but I haven't seen from our culture, like no Black people.
That is true.
We've seen a lot of these, on Showtime, on Netflix, on everything.
It's hard to talk about our L's.
There you go.
Because of
Publicly.
we have egos.
Right.
We let's just be real about it. Like we have egos. I have an ego too. I had to lay that shit on the line and put it down when I made that post because
I
I
had to
didn't
argue with
know.
people for you. I was
Right.
arguing. People was calling me like,
Well, why have you keep holding on to the shit now? Lay the shit down again, make another post, and leave that little raggedy ass bisexual boyfriend down low, scamming ass nigga alone. Allegedly.
oh, your girl this, da 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 da, like trying to tell me, oh, you see that? I'm like, first of all, like, I promise you, because, Jennifer, we know this from Basketball Wives, but you've always had, it ain't like you're going to make up some story to get attention. You're good. This is not any attention that anybody wants.
Exactly.
This is not the attention that you want to get. But it is important to be able to feel like this is not my fault that this happened to me. I trusted somebody, and it's not my fault that somebody took advantage of my trust.
And he was literally counting on your ego. He was counting on it. So that way you wouldn't say anything.
That's really dumb of him, though, because he knows you have this platform. He knows you could blast him at any moment, but he thought you would be too embarrassed to do it because of who you are.
Right.
Because that's been his story. Because I'm not the first.
He thought you'd be too embarrassed, and he didn't think you had enough solid proof, maybe, where it mattered as much. And I think that's the same game that little pretty boy you over there married to got going on too, if you ask me.
Person that's on TV or celebrity or et cetera that he has scammed.
Nor the last, unfortunately.
Right. But nobody wants to put their pride down. Nobody wants to, we all have egos. And for me, it's so much bigger than me. It's bigger than my Range Rover. It's bigger than the money he took from me. As a person, I feel like it's the right thing to do.
Ooh.
And I'm grateful that I'm able to recover from him, but maybe the next person he does this to can't.
Right.
Right, because
That's how Altera and everyone else who has been a victim of your husband feels as well. I'm going to stop that right there. Okay, I'm just going to stop that right there. You guys, thank you for joining me. I wanted to show that video because at the end of the day, everything Jen is saying is everything these victims of her current husband has been saying about him. And everything she claims she did to expose this last one or to investigate what's been going on, she should be doing the same thing with this little boy she is married to now. And then someone in the chat says you should get tested every 6 months. Okay. All right. Well, that's it. That's all I got for today. I want to thank everybody who came on over here, came back. Y'all spent the day with me today. We put in some time, honey. We put in some time. Thank you for everyone who gifted a membership, who super chatted. Thank you for everybody who came over here and gave me a click in the view. I want to thank my moderators for always holding me down. I love y'all to pieces as well. Okay. Now next up is my dear friend, my boo thing. Okay. Mr. Native Tribe Urban Media. He's about to be over there doing it on Monday because that's what he does. He does it on Monday. And he's going to be discussing good old Nesto. So if you guys want to hear what ignorance and scamming in Atlanta sounds like, you can go check out Native Tribe Urban Media. Because that'll be some evidence over there. Okay. All right, y'all. So anyway, I'm gonna get the hell on out of here and finish. I'm gonna make some cornbread, child, to go with these beans. I put a pot of beans on, child. Some cornbread. And I think that's all I'm gonna do, honey, today. Okay. I gotta go take the meat out and scrape the bone, put the meat back in the pot and all that. I gotta do that. And then make the cornbread. But I'm gonna be listening to Native Tribe Urban Media while we do that. Okay. All right. Very good. Okay, very good. All right. All right, y'all. Well, y'all have a great rest of your Monday night. I will be back tomorrow. Well, definitely we'll be over at Natives tomorrow night for, I think it's Natives, right? We over there next week, right? I think so. I'll be over there at Natives, I'm sorry, this week, tomorrow for our Tuesday night show. And so that means I'm going to go live during the day tomorrow. We're probably going to get back into the Candy and Todd shit, or I actually found a couple other things on Jen and whatnot I might need to go look at too. Okay. So with that said, I love y'all to pieces and ain't nothing. Y'all go on over there and see my friend Native Tribe Urban Media. He about to go on live in 6 minutes. Okay. Shit, if he go on live in 6 minutes. Hell, I wanna play my song. Shit, we ain't got shit else to do. We got 6 minutes. This is only gonna take us about 2.5. Okay.
Take my heart in your hand. Being vulnerable doesn't make me less than a man. All I can do is promise you I will do the best I can to lift you up and be your biggest fan and give you all of this love. Harmony in the velvet quiet of a purple dust. A dream stirs gentle as a butterfly's wing. In it, a vision of a soul robust glimmers through the night, a celestial thing. Beneath the indigo sky set your gaze. There dances a queen with midnight in her hair. Her eyes like stars that in the heavens blaze, capture the universe's boundless flare. Come get wrapped up in my love. Love, I promise that it won't cost a thing. Forever, I promise you with this ring. I want you wrapped up in my love. You and me in L-O-V-E. Ain't no place I'd rather be. In every line of form is gently traced, radiates the warmth of summer's embrace. Her laughter, a melody pure and clear, rings like chimes when only angels are near. She walks in beauty like the night's on muse. Her skin a canvas for the moon's soft hues. A spirit woven from the night's cool air, with whispers of jasmine caught in her hair. Come get wrapped up in my love. Love, I promise that it won't cost a thing. Forever, I promise you with this ring. I want you wrapped up in my love. You and me in L-O-V-E. Ain't no place I'd rather be. Oh, how the rivers of my dreams converge. Yawn the sanctuary where our souls might merge. She a symphony in the color of space, moves with a grace that time cannot erase. Her voice a lullaby in a wind soft sigh, speaks a love that never whispers goodbye. Her touch a solace in the spinning world. In her embrace all my fears come unfurled. Come get wrapped up in my love. Love, I promise that it won't cost a thing. Forever, I promise.
All right, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good night. Smooches.
VLenore.